the people of stature. We are the people that matter. We built it all, we built a wall upon our shoulders. We are the people of the borders. So we both show up our hands and eyes. They're so close. How can we let them close? We are the children of comfort. We are the men who hold the confines of the thunder. We took the shining force to reach you submission. We live and breathe the ever human condition. So we both show up our hands and eyes. Love so close. How can we let
We built our best but never. We fill our mouths with empty minds, we never live and never. We waste a day and run all night, we built our best but never. We fill our mouths with empty minds, we never live and never. We waste a day and run all night, we built our best but never. We fill our mouths with empty minds, we never live and never. We waste a day and run all night, we built our best but never. We fill our mouths with empty minds, we never live and never die.
That's what we're not like.
It's the Morning Invasion with Dex and Steve-O on Star 88.
That's okay. That's okay.
I suppose we should get going.
Yeah!
Let's go.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 0.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Dex and Steve-O. It's Thursday. What's up, ABQ? What's up, world? Welcome to the show. We're the Morning Invasion, being brought to you by Preston Hart. Screen printing, live printing, graphic design, PrestonHart.com. That's Thursday. I love Thursdays because we have Phoenix, 3 degrees to New Mexico. And we're really excited because coming up at 9, Shock Therapy Live, is our boy Steven Christian. He'll be joining us, answering your questions, giving you that solid advice, that wisdom.
I missed fanboying by a day.
Yeah?
Kind of mad.
Yeah? Yeah?
Yesterday I was wearing a Anchor and Barrel shirt. I could have worn it today.
Ugh.
Been weird.
You missed it, man. You missed it. You can be a part of the show. You can go to YouTube, We're on YouTube now, guys. If you haven't subscribed yet, go and do that. It's Star 88 FM, and you can watch the show right there on YouTube. Also, we're on Facebook as well. Good morning, Karen. Good morning, Elizabeth. Welcome to the show. Star 88 FM on Facebook. You can download the app to your smartphone and stream us right there. You can call into the show if you'd like, 505-338-3700. And how can people text in, Steve-O?
505-585-LIVE. That's 505-585-5483 if you'd like to text in to the live line. Say what's up. We here.
That's right, everybody.
So you guys are like a real A-list power couple, huh?
I mean, I would say A-list.
Come on.
Yeah, I would actually. I'd say A-list. Yeah, we're pretty A-list, bro. Pretty A-list.
We gonna have some fun in here today.
Yeah, we are. Big show today, guys. A chance to win some tickets to the Roadshow tour. We're going to play a game called Olympic Snowboard Trick or Marvel Character.
Yeah.
This game satisfies the two biggest things happening this week. The Olympics and, of course, the release of Black Panther.
Oh, dude.
Tonight. I think I'm going to go tonight, man.
Ugh.
I think I want to go.
You should. I'm going Saturday.
I'll go Saturday,
I can't go tonight.
too.
No,
I'll
I can't.
go Saturday, too. I'll go both nights.
That's cool. So cool, bro. Speaking of bros, today is a very, very important day in the Jeter household.
Why?
I mean the original Jeter. Today is Scotty Jeter's birthday.
No way.
Yeah, dude.
We
We gotta
gonna
wake him
call him?
up. I think we woke him up last year and he was not the happiest. So, you know, maybe we need to turn that into a annual tradition where we definitely call him way too early and wake him up.
Yeah, but what's way too early? I mean, is he going to even pick up if it's too early?
That's true.
Yeah.
We could try in the 7 o'clock hour and see what happens. Phoenix is here.
It'll be 8
You know,
o'clock.
earmuffs. Yeah, probably
Yeah.
8 o'clock. We'll still be waking him.
Yeah. We usually call him at 8 or 9 o'clock and he's all mad at
That's
us.
true. That's true. So,
You know, when you own your own business,
yeah.
then you can do what you want. You can sleep in, right?
Yeah.
I mean, should you? If you own your own businesses, I feel like.
Oh, dude, I know because I went in 2 days ago to see him, to visit him at work. And I walked in and Dirty, one of the dudes that worked there.
Dirty?
Yeah, his name's Dirty. Walk in and he's like, oh, yeah, no, Scotty's not here today. I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, good luck with that one. And I was like, all right. He said he was meeting me here. And all of a sudden there's this dude behind the counter and he goes, no, bro, I've never met your brother. What does he look like? What does he look like? Yo, Dirty, have you ever seen Scott's brother before? He's like, yeah, he's the dude in the Angels hat standing directly in front of you. Yeah, man, he's here. What do you want me to tell him?
It's amazing.
Didn't make it in to visit me while I was visiting him at his job. It's like, I'm going to own a business one day and not go to work.
That's the life right there.
Because then when you own a business and you feel like I feel currently, you can stay home.
See, I think I would have a problem with trusting people. If I
Right?
owned a business, I don't know if I could just
yeah, but when you
not
have
be
a
there.
top shelf business like a pawn shop.
That's true. That's a good call. Yep. Yeah.
You know, the clientele and the employees are just like next level.
Very trustworthy.
So trustworthy.
With a name like Dirty, that just screams trust.
Yeah, bro.
Like, you know what? Here's the key, man.
Dirty would
Make
take
sure you lock up.
Dirty would take a bullet for you.
I'm sure he would.
So actually,
I don't know Dirty. I'm completely judging Dirty off his name. I apologize. I'm a horrible person. I should not be doing that. But yeah, I mean, the other thing is, if you mess with Scotty, you probably get your kneecaps busted. So
okay.
you don't want to mess with Scotty Jeter. Growing up in Brooklyn, you know, he lived on the streets of Brooklyn.
Okay.
It's not true, guys. It's not true.
It was Brooklyn Avenue in Las Vegas, New Mexico. I'm just kidding. There's no avenues in Las Vegas, New Mexico.
That's funny. That's really funny.
Everybody tune in tonight. Everybody Pyeongchang tonight.
Cut that out.
Couple updates from day 6 of the Olympics in South Korea. This happened late last night, so it might be a spoiler, but the United States skier Michaela Schifrin won gold in the giant slalom yesterday.
That makes me so happy.
Yep. 4 years ago, she won gold in the regular slalom when she was just 18 years old. She's the youngest person to ever win it.
Yeah, dude. I was watching her last night prepare, and she actually has to see a sports psychologist because she gets so anxious over skiing, over this event, because she has already won everything. She's won like the World Cup of this. She's like,
you'd think you'd have the exact opposite of being anxious.
She's the greatest skier in the world when it comes to what she does.
Wow.
She's already won gold, youngest person ever in the history to win gold. And so here she is 4 years later with all these accolades, everything. And she just started having anxiety because she's like, what if somebody else younger has been trying harder? What if somebody else put in 1 ounce more work than I did? What if somebody, and she just started like to where it's like causing her so much anxiety. It was a really interesting story.
Yeah,
and
I
she
would
was really
imagine.
vulnerable about it. She was very honest. It was.
I bet a lot of athletes are like that. You probably have to be. That's that competitive side of you.
But I mean, that's why they're the best. Like Shaun White, to me, that's why he's the GOAT, bro. That is why, because he fell and busted his face open, and he did not win gold last time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so imagine that you're training for 4 years for this one moment. The nerves, everything that goes into that. That's why these dudes are so very impressive. When it came down to that final run for Shaun White, and he just crushed it, it was like, that dude is the king.
Yep.
He is
It's
brilliant.
just a different level of human being.
Yeah, man.
The U.S. men's hockey team suffered a pretty rough loss to Slovenia yesterday. We were up by 2 goals in the third period, but Slovenia clawed their way back and won in overtime. We ranked 5th and they're 15th.
Yeah.
So it was a pretty big upset.
Yeah.
We still have a shot at a medal, though. Even gold just makes it just a little bit harder.
A little bit harder. Yeah, I wasn't stoked on that. Wasn't stoked on that.
And U.S. speed skater Brittany Bowe just missed out on a medal in the women's 1,000 meters early yesterday morning. She lost the bronze by less than 0.4 of a second and finished 4th. But she still has a chance in the 500 meters and the team event.
You trained for
4 years.
And
And
0.4 of a second.
Ugh. No thanks.
I'd rather just like get like kneecapped.
Yeah.
And not make the At least I'll never know that I lost by 0.4 of a second.
Medal count. United States is still in 5th place. We got 5 gold, 1 silver, 2 bronze, total of 8. Canada's in 4th, Netherlands in 3rd, Germany's in 2nd, and Norway is still on top, winning the
Just
Olympics.
crushing it.
6 gold. They got 17 medals. Wow. Well,
Germany
I mean,
has 8 gold, man.
Norway, it's like winter there all year round.
That's true.
I mean,
That's
I don't
true.
know if that's true, but it seems like it would.
Looks like Germany's like go big or go home. They have 8 golds, and it's like, we have 2 silver.
yeah, we got 2 silver. Yeah, okay.
9!
Dude, Japan doesn't have any
No
gold
golds?
yet. Yeah.
They're still in 6.
They have 4 silver, though.
That's cute.
Let's see here.
Russia has no gold?
No.
Just a lot of roids.
The Olympic athlete from Russia.
Yeah, it's still weird to me. Still weird to me.
Yeah. Let's see. Who's doing the worst? Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan. I can't say it. Kazakhstan. 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 Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan. I can't say it.
You sound like a Klingon.
Kazakhstan.
Now
It's
you
totally
just sound
Klingon.
racist.
Kazakhstan.
Oh, man.
I'm from Kazakhstan.
Oh.
Wow, they got 0 gold, 0 silver, 1 bronze, total of 1 medal.
Jarrett wants to know how many participation trophies, though. Let's be honest. It's 2018. How many participation medals have been handed out?
You mean Bears.
Actually, they finally got him. I watched the
They did? They finally
ceremony.
got him?
Shaun White, boom, gold
nice.
around his
Good.
neck. So they're pouring in.
More on Shaun White coming up because a lot of people are a little upset with him over how he was handling the American flag.
Ugh.
Yeah. He had to apologize.
I'm saying to the. Okay. I get it. I'm gonna anger everybody, I'm sure. We'll talk about it. He just won gold. And it was draped around him with pride, and he was so stoked.
Yeah, but he also stepped on it. Okay?
It was a giant flag.
Yeah.
It was a big flag.
It is a big
I
flag.
get it.
Yeah. He had gloves on.
He definitely did
He had
not
gloves
do it on purpose.
on.
Right.
You know, you're in the moment. You just won gold. He even said, quote, I remember being handed the flag, but I was trying to put my gloves on and hold the flag and get the board. So he didn't mean to step on it. Didn't mean to disrespect the flag. But, oh, my gosh, everybody's like, oh, my gosh. Kazakhstan. All right, what else we got this morning? Man, pretty jam-packed show.
Yeah, dude. Hey, we got a text in on the live line, 505-585-LIVE, if you'd like to be a part of the show in that way. Chime in on our live line, 505-585-5483. Said, prayer request, 9 months pregnant, come down with the flu.
Oh.
Totally admitted me to the hospital. So, don't know who it is, but somebody. If you're like waking up and you're like, I'm going to kick off this day with morning prayer.
Man.
Live liner.
Praying for
We're going
you.
to call them Prager flu.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to call them.
No.
Pray for. I got nothing.
You got nothing.
I don't feel well,
Bail,
guys.
bro,
I'm
bail,
on
bail.
so many meds right
I told
now.
you Steve was going to get sick. Oh, gosh, I'm dying too. I'm not sick anymore, but this phlegm is just stuck.
Last night, I just kept like trying to keep everything down. So just so you know, it was a rough night for me.
Yeah, well.
Rough go last night, guys.
All right. We're streaming live right now on Facebook, Star 88 FM. We're also on YouTube. You can go subscribe, Star 88 FM on YouTube. Share it with all your friends. Comment. Be a part of this brand new, I don't know, room of Starmy members.
Oh, man.
Beautiful in there.
By the way, Paul chimed in and said, so let me get this straight, America. We make Colin Kaepernick our man of the year for completely disrespecting our flag, military, and country, but then freak out on Shaun White for accidentally stepping on the flag.
Good call, sir.
You know, while being stoked about his gold medal.
Good call.
In the Olympics that he got for the United States.
People are always going to complain.
Dude.
All right, when we come back, we got some headlines. Also, the top reasons you're still single. How did Valentine's Day go for all of you out there? Any fails? Any epic fails? Do we need to send poopid to your girlfriend's house or boyfriend's house? We're not going to do that. We'll get sued. All right. Headlines when we come back from the Dreamstyle Remodeling Star 88 Studios. Hang on.
A supernova on Star 88 with David Jeremiah.
You know, when the British government many years ago sought to reward General Gordon for his brilliant service in China, he declined all money and all titles, but accepted a gold medal that was inscribed with the record of his 33 engagements in behalf of the British Commonwealth. It was his most prized possession. But after his death, they couldn't find the medal. They looked through all of his belongings and they couldn't find it anywhere until they learned through reading his journal that he had sent it to Manchester during a severe famine, directing that it should be melted down and used to buy food for the poor. And under the date of his sending this medal to Manchester, here are the words he wrote in his diary. The last earthly thing I had in this world that I valued, I have given to the Lord Jesus Christ. And you know what? He didn't do that reluctantly. He wrote that with joy in his heart.
Turning Point with David Jeremiah. Don't miss it on our sister station, KNKT, weekdays at 11 a.m. on 107.1 FM. John Bunyan with a challenge. You've not lived today until you've done something for someone who can never repay you. That's a solar flare. Star 88.
Did I pledge my allegiance for the purpose of progress to a priest or a prophet, playing God in the process? Was I chasing convenience in a wave of disaster, where the captain's a captain? I'm a puppet to pastor. Mission. I'm willing to hope beyond suspicion. Show me the race, I'll run the distance. Longing to give and taste forgiveness. Dying to live a pure religion. Settle the rush to chase a mission. Open my eyes and soul to listen. Listen.
Jesus is our King, but do you treat him like royalty? Here's Tim Keller on a Star 88 PowerPoint.
No earthly king can completely justify the fury of the threats, and no earthly king can completely justify the glory of the promises. The language, you might say, of Psalm 2 spills out over its banks. You know, if Psalm 2 is a river, the language comes up over top of it. And the things that are said about this king, this anointed one, are far too great to really be confined to any earthly king. As a matter of fact, in verse 2, where it says, the kings of the earth take their stand against the Lord and his anointed one, In Hebrew, you know what the word anointed one is? Mashiach. The kings of the earth they conspire against the Lord and his Messiah.
That's the PowerPoint with Tim Keller on Star 88.
Hey, what's going on in the news today?
Shooter at a high school in Parkland, Florida.
Whatever caused a black SUV to crash into a security barrier at an entrance to the NSA at Fort Meade in Maryland is still under investigation.
An ex-cop is taking the city of New York to court. Jose Vega is suing the city for a bigger disability pension for heart disease he says came from his stressful time as a New York City police officer. His current disability pension pays around $4,000 a month, and the accidental disability pension he is seeking would bring in another $2,000.
The government says consumer prices rose 0.5% in January, the most in 4 months.
Mitt Romney once again will be stumping for votes. The former GOP presidential nominee is expected to announce a run for the Senate in Utah.
According to the ranking Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee, Adam Schiff, the memo alleging an anti-Trump bias at the FBI and Justice Department wouldn't really need a Democratic response if that was the end of it.
I think the Nunes memo has already largely been discredited. We would be more than content to leave it at that, except for the fact that the chairman has indicated this is just the first phase.
Teachers in several West Virginia counties protest pay and stagnant health insurance.
Hi.
Oh, hi.
Welcome. 505-585-LIVE. Shoot us the text. Also, phone lines are open if you want to call into the studio. 505-338-3700. Thank you so much. You guys call, just let it ring. We'll get to you. Good morning, Facebook Live. You can go to Star 88 FM on Facebook and watch the show. We're also at YouTube. Go subscribe to Star 88 FM on the YouTubes. Watch the show live there. Be a part of it. Comment. Make a friend. Find a girlfriend. Find a boyfriend.
What?
I mean... It is Singles Awareness Day, Steve. So, I'm just saying.
That's true.
So, it's definitely a good time to check out the top reasons you're still single. You probably are single because your primary mode of transportation is a skateboard. Am I right? No? Wow. Your car's probably so old, you once drove it to a Four Non Blondes concert.
What's going on? And I said, hey, yeah. Come on, bro.
Yay!
Oh.
Yay! Yeah!
I changed my mind.
I said, hey!
Okay.
You're probably single because belching the alphabet isn't as impressive as it used to be. Also, your bank account has a ton of zeros, and that's it. You know, that's it. No money. Yeah. Because chicks love money, man. Chicks love money.
This is so dumb.
Good morning. Save me.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Good. How you doing on this Singles Awareness Day?
I've been single for 25 years.
Oh,
so
my gosh.
I'm very aware.
Hold on. Let me go over this list one more time. Do you ride a skateboard to work?
Say what?
Do you ride a skateboard all around? Everywhere? Is that your primary mode of transportation?
No.
Okay. How old is your car?
17 years old.
Oof. Yeah, see. Bank account, little empty?
Oh, my. $400 overdrawn.
Okay, yeah, okay. Is your Netflix queue full of true crime documentaries about men who murder women?
Okay.
I don't watch television.
See, that's enough. No, it's probably another reason why you're single.
Stop talking, Dex.
Is your favorite spot for a romantic dinner the dollar menu?
No, I can't wait till you realize who's calling right now.
I'm just kidding you. I'm talking to everybody
guys,
else out there.
It's Shelly.
I know,
Hey,
Shelly. I know.
I haven't talked to you since December because my Bose Wave died.
Ugh.
Oh my God. And then I managed to scrape together $8 to buy. I found a little AM/FM clock radio at Walmart.
That's all you need.
And I got a puppy because I lost one of my dogs, and the puppy ate the antenna.
Oh.
So then
What
I
is
was able
life?
to scrape together another $8 to get another radio, and the puppy hasn't eaten the antenna.
Well, that's
so
good.
this is the first time I've heard you since December.
Oh my gosh. Well, happy
I'm
New
serious.
Year.
Well, thanks.
Man.
And did you guys treat your women very well yesterday?
Well, Steve-O?
Well, I hope you did.
Oh, man.
Oh, my gosh. The other thing is, what's going on with the cooties?
The
Are you
cooties.
both sick? Are you both sick?
I mean, mine's just allergies.
Gosh.
Oh, okay.
Steve-O's
and
the baby.
What have you had to drink today?
I'm drinking lots of water because I know that mine's probably just allergies, but I'm very disoriented. And
I had 1,000
you know.
milligrams of vitamin C.
Yeah.
Okay, keep it going in your system all day. Your body will cast off what it doesn't need. Don't just take one.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're
Take
right.
it during the day. And then, did you know that like apple juice, orange juice, milk all causes mucus?
Yeah.
So
and a lot
water,
of sugar.
water, cranberry juice,
Yeah.
but
Just make sure
nothing
it's
that causes
natural.
garbage.
You have, you said you have dogs, right? Do you have
Still-
cats? How many cats do you have?
I don't have any cats.
Okay, well, all right. That's in your favor.
Yeah,
That's in your
I
favor.
got tired of litter boxes.
Okay, all right. Well,
Yeah.
Shelly, I'm so glad you called. We missed your voice, and I'm glad you
Well,
got
yeah.
a radio.
Still alive.
Still alive.
Functioning barely.
Good. Well,
So, yeah, but I'm functioning. Oh, and you heard we got a raise, our Social Security. I got a $2 a month raise.
no kidding.
That's
good for you.
Woohoo!
wow.
Woohoo!
See, no one
All
can
hap-
ever
all-
say President Trump
all
didn't
hap-
do anything.
Thanks, President
Oh,
Trump.
my gosh. All right, guys, I just wanted to check in and say hey.
All right. Thanks, Shelly. Have a great day, okay?
Take care.
All right. Love you.
Take
Bye.
care, sweeties. Bye. Love you.
She's such a sweetheart. That's Shelly, our friend.
We need to get her a stash of radios
Yeah. No kidding.
so she can.
That or a shelf
Keep up
so
with
she can,
us. Yeah.
keep it away from her dog,
Yeah.
you know? Anyways, good morning, everybody. If you would like to call in like Shelly Belly, 505, I shouldn't have said that. 505-338-3700.
Gosh, dude.
Coming up, I'm just hopped up on NyQuil. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
3 degrees to New Mexico with B-Nix coming up at 7. Shock Therapy Live at 9 with Stephen Christian. He'll be joining us. Take your questions. So if you guys have any questions, you're going through something that you just need some good, godly wisdom, well,
Don't ask
Put
us.
it in. Yeah, I mean-
ask Steven at 9.
he's a professional.
Yep.
Well, I mean, can you call him a professional? Yeah, I guess you can. I mean, he's definitely got the title of pastor now.
Okay.
So let's jump in. Guys, we're on YouTube Live right now.
Many moons ago, there was a film made by Pixar that is still to this day revered as the best Fantastic Four film ever made. It's called The Incredibles.
Oh my gosh!
And they released a trailer for Incredibles 2.
Here we go.
Watch after Jack Jack. I thought we were going to go.
Heard your mother.
Radio.
Trampolining.
Guys, it's not even the
Be
video.
quiet, man.
He's
ruining it.
Superheroes are illegal. We want to fight bad guys.
just the audio.
Did you watch the trailer?
No.
Oh my gosh, it
No, I
looks
did not.
so good.
I know I'm going to see it.
Oh, it's gonna be so good, guys. I love The Incredibles.
Yeah. Moving on.
Moving on.
Someone at Union College in upstate New York recently looked through an old book owned by the library and found a strand of George Washington's hair in it. To be fair, this comes from Fox News.
Oh.
A strand of white hair tucked into a shabby almanac on the shelf of a college library in upstate New York has been revealed to be one from the nation's founding father. Union College, located in Schenectady, said in a news release that the lock of hair belonging to George Washington was found during a recent inventory review of the facility inside a leather book titled Gaines Universal Register or American and British Calendar for the year 1793. This is a very significant treasure, said India Sparts, the head of the college Special Collections Archives. It's a tremendous testament to the history and our connection to some of the most important historical figures. But how do they know it was George Washington's? I'll tell you how. The almanac is believed to have belonged to Philip Schuyler, the son of General Philip Schuyler, one of the college's founders and a close friend of George Washington. He served under him during the Revolutionary War. He was also Alexander Hamilton's father-in-law. Sparts told News 10 that the two families were very close, and it wasn't uncommon during that time period to give away a strand of hair as a token.
I'm going to start doing that.
They were well connected and they had good social standing. Therefore, it's not like, oh, we found a weird random white hair. This must be George Washington's.
No,
it's actually
clump.
like a strand of hair
Yeah.
with a note. That's crazy. The note is inscribed, Washington's hair, LSS, and something illegible, GBS, from James A. Hamilton, given to him by his mother, August 10th, 1871.
This is George Washington's hair.
Like the George Washington.
The George Washington. This is the actual book.
We're gonna clone
that the hair was tucked into. Nobody really thought too much about it. It's a bit of a needle in a haystack.
Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it's, a piece of history, so.
They found his hair.
What?
What if it's his wig?
Okay. Contrary to popular lore, George Washington did not wear a wig.
He didn't wear a wig?
No.
He had beautiful hair.
His hair was originally reddish brown, and he powdered it regularly to achieve the fashionable white color.
Powder your hair.
By the time of his presidency, however, the reddish brown had faded to the gray-white color seen in the Union strands. So yeah, he did not wear a wig.
What a handsome man. He looks a lot like our president.
Okay. When are we going to clone George Washington?
You know they probably already have.
While DNA testing makes it difficult to verify the hair, researchers said that the handwriting on the envelope is similar to that of another note that accompanies strands of Washington's hair at a Massachusetts Historical Society. Therefore, pretty positive this is George Washington's hair. Without DNA, you're never positive, but I believe it's 100% authentic. That, according to John Resnikoff, a manuscripts and documents dealer in Connecticut. That's right. Connecticut. They plan to display the newfound locks to the public at some point in the future, but they're not sure exactly when they're going to do that.
Good morning.
You know, they could take the DNA and make a president's park, just like Jurassic Park.
Okay.
Make clones.
Wouldn't it be like the Hall of Presidents that they used to have at Disney, but with...
They still have it. They still have it. Remember all the hoopla about the weird Trump robot?
No, that's right. I forgot.
How could I forget?
How could I? I'm sorry.
Hey, I'm just calling to say thank you, Dexter, for this cold.
Yeah.
Because
my
I am
fault.
absolutely it's not
It's my
allergies.
fault.
This is a stupid cold, and it's all your fault.
Yeah, right, man. I'm fine. I have been fine. I'm just mucusy, bruh. You know what?
It's not funny.
Must be that Montana blood that I got. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Yes.
you know how you make a Kleenex dance?
How?
Put a little boogie in it.
Greatest American right there. Hashtag Fox News. Hashtag fake news.
You can't.
Guys, I love George Washington's hair. It's so beautiful.
You've literally been obsessed ever since I said he didn't wear a wig. You've been looking at so many different paintings of him
No, too bad they didn't have cameras back then. I want a nice photograph of George Washington, but they didn't have it back then.
Okay. You know who looked like George Washington? The dude on Turn that played George Washington.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of did.
He was a pretty good Washington.
I don't know, man. It's between Abe and George. I don't know which one I like better.
Which one you like better, or which one's more handsome?
I mean, they're both very attractive men for their time. That look was totally in back then. Can you imagine if we still did the whole wig thing?
I mean,
that would be awesome, man.
No, that would not be awesome. Look at this hair. I actually took a shower this morning because I'm feeling so terrible. I had to shower.
Yeah, but you could have so many different styles of hair.
I did my hair.
You could have a perm.
No, this is
have
called
a
the Clark
metal
Kent.
rock star
Thank
hair.
you very much, and it's fine.
It's such a weird thing that they got into back in the day where men wore powdered wigs.
I mean,
they were very distinguished.
Mm-hmm.
They were gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
It was the dumbest way to fight a war.
Okay. John Bones Jones, Albuquerque boy, where we reside and broadcast from. He's going to go before the CSAC on February 27th. That is 12 days away, and we will find out what sanctions, if any, he will face as a result of the failed drug test. He could face a suspension, possibly fines. We'll see. John Bones Jones and his camp have denied the fighter knowingly took Turnbull. The fighter's manager, Malky Kababa, recently said on the Luke Thomas show that he's confident his fighter will fight again before the end of 2018.
Yeah, that's his manager.
Of course. Of course.
Of course the manager's going to say
Jimmy
that.
the Mouth of the South came out with his bullhorn and was like, oh, he'll fight! He'll fight! The hearing gives John Bones Jones a chance to defend himself against the charges and explain how he tested positive for the performance-enhancing drug. Once the CSAC case is resolved, he'll have his arbitration hearing with the United States Anti-Doping Agency. They can hand down sanctions independent of anything CSAC says.
Wow. How crazy would it be if he fought this year?
That would definitely be
Oh,
crazy.
man.
Especially considering how well DC has looked.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
I want to see that fight again, but I want to see that fight with like a polygraph test. And I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Can you imagine if DC beat Bones?
That would be crazy.
I would. You know what?
That'd be crazy.
Love you, John Jones. You know, you're a local boy, but I don't know, man. I think.
You think DC would beat
No,
him
I don't
this
think he
time?
would. No.
Okay, I don't
No,
either.
but I'm just saying.
I don't either.
I would love. I think I would love to see that.
I would too.
I think I would love to see.
Yeah.
But it'll never happen.
He's facing a suspension of up to 4 years, by the way, in the USADA case if the organization considers this his second infraction. So,
You know what? Even if he gets slapped with the 4 years, Jones will come back and he'll whoop everybody.
Yeah.
Even after 4 years, I'm sure.
Our boy Matt on YouTube Live said we need to do a show wearing powdered wigs, by the way, going back to your last. Yeah.
You know what? I'm not scared, guys. Powder me up. Let's do this.
Ugh. I got the hiccups.
You okay?
Yeah.
You gonna be all right?
Yeah. I need you to scare me, but not when I'm expecting it.
Just drink a bunch of water.
Okay.
Yeah, just keep going. No, that's not enough, dude. That's not going to do it.
Now they're gone.
No, they're not.
Do I have time for 5 random facts?
And now it's time for random
Facts.
1, 2, 3.
Canada was almost named a Fisga.
What? What was?
Fisga.
What was almost named what?
Canada.
Oh, okay.
Was almost named a Fisga. Fisga? Fisga.
A Fisga.
It stood for England, France, Ireland, Scotland, Germany, and Aboriginal. Terrible. Reno, Nevada is actually west of Los Angeles, California because of the way California curves. How crazy is that? PETA once asked the Pet Shop Boys to change their name to the Rescue Shelter Boys. The Pet Shop Boys laughed. Yeah.
Okay.
Number 4, tug of war was the Summer Olympic sport from 1900 to 1920.
I would love to watch that.
I want to go back to like the 1900 Olympics and us have to do those sports.
Yeah. tug of
Because these
war.
sports have been cool and all, but especially in the summer games, I would love to see this. Like wood chopping.
Hammer throw.
I'd still do the hammer throw. Yeah.
Sword stabbing.
There was no, we didn't. They still do fencing. Right?
Killing. I'm not laughing at that.
And number 5, the website Gmail was originally owned by the people behind the Garfield comics, and Garfield could get Gmail addresses. Google eventually bought the domain name from them and shut down the service.
I wonder how much they paid for that.
Right? By the way, I just nailed
This has been today's edition of...
Yes, you did.
Random Facts.
You
that was my,
are on
in the
a
month of
roll.
February. That's what I'm doing.
You're gonna
month
do
of
it.
February.
All
I'm
year,
gonna,
man.
I'm going to take care of this.
All year, you're going to do it.
Get it done.
Good morning, everybody. We're live from the Dreamstyle Remodeling Star 88 Studios. We're live on YouTube right now, Star 88 FM.
Me with harmony.
Good morning, Marissa. Hanging out on YouTube. Look at her. How's it smell in there? Does it smell like a new car?
It smells lovely
How are
here.
the leather couches in the new YouTube studio?
Okay.
You guys just chilling? Why is somebody holding a hookah? What? Facebook Live, good morning. Welcome to the show, Caleb and Patrick.
And Marissa, no, I did not change my glasses because Dex kept making fun of me. I'm just styling profile.
Man.
I got like 3 new pair of glasses. So
You got 3? I don't think I've seen the third one. What's the third one look like?
I don't know. Give it a couple weeks.
Okay. All right. When we come back, we think 3 Degrees to New Mexico is happening. Brian Nixon going to be joining us. He's going to connect a bunch of cool celebrity famous things back to our beautiful state of New Mexico.
Is that what he's going to do?
Yeah, I mean, that's what he does. So we'll be right back. Hang out.
A Star 88 Supernova with Greg Lord.
Everyone will have to give an account of their life. And listen, the big issue in this final day is not a sin issue as much as it is a son issue, S-O-N. Because everyone has sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. We have to put to bed once and for all this concept that sometimes even Christians believe that if you do enough good works, you will get to heaven. It's not true. Good people don't go to heaven, forgiven people do. Period. That's it. Because no one is good enough, you see? So why are we there? Why is a person at this great white throne judgment? Answer, they're there because they did not believe in Jesus. John 3:18, he that believes in me is not condemned, but he that does not believe in me is condemned already.
Catch Greg Laurie's teaching show, A New Beginning, on our sister station, KNKT, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. on 107.1 FM.
Hi, I'm Todd Nettleton, and this is the Voice of the Martyrs Radio. Saudi Arabia doesn't recognize that its citizens could be anything other than Sunni Muslims. The practice of any religion besides Islam is strictly prohibited. Although Saudi Arabia permits foreigners to work in the country, Christians evangelizing are often fired from their jobs and expelled from the country. As for Saudis who convert to Christianity, the story's even worse. They face execution for their apostasy. Christians living there must practice their faith in the utmost secrecy. Pray for our hidden brothers and sisters in Saudi Arabia, that they would place their confidence not in what is seen, but in what is unseen.
I will not let my brothers and sisters suffer in silence, nor will I let them serve alone. To join me in prayer for persecuted Christians, go to vomradio.net.
Music with more than a beat. Vertical worship, Christian hits, and fresh indie on Star 88, KLYT, Albuquerque, Santa Fe. The Morning Invasion with Dex and Steve-O.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Who's this?
Yes!
What's your name, caller?
Okay.
Really? Really? You're going to start this again?
Welcome to the show, Buckamus Prime. Hey, buddy.
Man, hey, Steve-O, how are you, buddy?
I'm fantastic. It's Valentine's Day. Oh, gosh. You actually made him spit up water through his nose, so he's having to blow it out right now.
neti potted myself.
He totally did in real life. So, obviously, you still make him laugh, and that's all that matters.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'll never quit you, Buck.
Okay, shut up. Let Buck talk.
So I'm just leaving Albertsons right now. I had to.
I wonder why.
I had to go pick up a veggie tray for my daughter's Valentine's Day party.
Good one.
And I can't believe the sheer number of people, and it's all dudes.
Yep, I know.
Walking out with little teddy bears and
Yep.
chocolates and cards and flowers. It's sad.
It is sad.
just
I've
sad.
been there in the group of men on Valentine's Day in the past. I know what that's like.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, I pre-ordered Sarah's stuff like, I don't know, 3 weeks ago.
You're a good man.
Here's a great way. Maybe kids listening out there who don't have a real job yet and they need some extra income. What you do today is you go hang out outside of the Walgreens and take pictures of every dude walking out. And then
The timestamp?
you threaten them to post on social media if they don't hand over a 20.
Ooh, I like that.
I'm just saying. Because now with facial
Yeah.
recognition, Facebook's going to catch those people,
Yep.
you know? They don't need to be in relationships anyways. It used to say in a relationship. Now it's going to say it's complicated.
It's the new summer job for high school kids. Extortion. You can be one
Yeah.
too. And extortion.
Totally.
Geez, Steve-O, come on.
I'm just saying.
How about they go and buy some stuff and stand on the street corner and sell it?
Yeah.
Cupid going to be calling people?
I mean, I'm gonna.
Did we used to do something like that back in the day?
No, we used to use like leprechauns and the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus, but I can be Cupid if you want. I can just rough up my voice a little bit and sound like I gargled with some rocks this morning and, act as Cupid for you.
Can we bring back Poopid and you can dress up like a baby and deliver dirty diapers to people that had bad Valentine's days tomorrow?
Are you really going to bring this up?
It's not going to happen.
Can we do it tomorrow,
Are
please?
you really going to bring this up?
I feel like I need to
Isn't this
redeem
the thing?
myself.
Why do you have to redeem yourself?
Because I got
Aren't you already
sued.
redeemed?
No, well, Jesus, Juke. I got sued, bro. You were there.
Dude, that was so 1997.
Wait. Hey, Mom, Dad, for the rest of us who weren't alive back then, could you catch us up on what you're talking about amongst yourselves?
Okay, so, all right. So, Dex, don't say anything. So, when Dex and I first started doing the show, over a decade ago, a long time ago. He came, one of the first stories he told me before he got back to Albuquerque was how he got sued by somebody in Montana for sending like dirty diapers to somebody.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was literally like 20 years ago.
But Buck and I would have never have gotten together if it wasn't for that bit. If I would have never have gotten sued, Buck and I would have never happened. I wouldn't be here today.
Okay.
It's true.
He said don't talk. He's trying to tell a story.
He stopped. He paused. My bad.
Okay. No, it's all right. Just jump in there.
No, I mean, go ahead. Finish
Buck,
it.
please tell the story.
I mean, it happened to me.
Stop talking. This is like when Tamra's in studio and I won't shut. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead.
Seriously,
Go ahead,
man.
Buck. Go ahead.
It's okay. It's okay. I mean, I think everybody gets the gist of, it was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was a dumb thing. And, move on, man. Move on.
Well, I mean, I think it's a great bit.
Okay.
That's the thing.
No, it's not a great bit. It's
Yeah,
a
it
dumb
is.
bit.
It's a
that got
no.
you in trouble. So
It's
why would you want to
Okay,
bring
the
it back?
reason I got in trouble is because Clear Channel didn't have a dump button. It was their fault.
Okay.
If I had a dump button, I would have never gotten sued. It would have never made it over the airwaves.
Man, there's days where I wake up and I'm like, why aren't Buck and Dex still a thing on radio? And then this happens.
Listen, I got to correct him when he's wrong.
That's,
Really?
that's how marriages work out well for 3 years. And then usually they find somebody else. But cool, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. But you know what?
Let
You
it
should
go,
be
man.
thankful.
Happy Valentine's
You should
Day,
be
Buck. I
thankful
love you,
for
buddy.
Poopid because
Okay.
without Poopid, you and I would have never have had the amazing relationship that we had for many years.
Sad it's over. Happy Valentine's Day, buddy.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Love you.
Bye, buddy.
He was only talking to me.
I know. He's super sensitive.
Yeah, I can tell. I can't imagine why.
Yeah.
You're sure a corrector.
Oh, I wonder where I get that from.
Prison.
Huh. Never been.
Yeah.
I bet you there's just somebody in my life that does it back to me all the time.
Dex is the proverbial CO of this relationship. Am I right? That means corrections officer. It was a prison joke.
Oh, look at the time. Jeez. Look at the time.
It's the Morning Invasion with Dex and Steve-O on Star 88. The Morning Invasion with Dex and Steve-O.
His name is Brian Nixon.
Dex, Steve-O, just so you guys know,
Hola.
Those are your names.
Thank you.
Welcome to 3 Degrees to New Mexico.
Thank you, Dex.
You're welcome.
That was a very nice introduction. I must admit,
course.
I love the trumpet. I love your little vibe you have going on for our theme music.
Good.
It's very New Mexico.
Before we kick off 3 Degrees to New Mexico, I found something that I wanted to address because we talked, what was it, a couple weeks ago, we talked about Thomas
Edison, right.
And how he was the sole inventor of cinema. You know. Well, I follow this really cool, it's called History Photographed on Instagram. And they posted a picture of Louis Le Prince. Do you know this guy?
Yeah, he's one of the early architects for film and cinema.
Yeah, it says here, Louis Le Prince, who filmed the first ever motion pictures, disappeared without a trace in 1890. Thomas Edison soon took credit as the first and sole inventor of cinema and even took Le Prince's son to court to dispute it. And a few years later, the son also died under mysterious circumstances.
Ooh, conspiracy theories.
So I started reading all these comments, and people were just ripping apart Thomas Edison and how he was a terrible person.
Well, I knew you were going to do this. On the phone now, we have Thomas Edison. Hello, welcome.
Good morning. Okay.
Oh,
I guess
wait.
he couldn't.
Thomas Edison
Guess he
didn't
couldn't
call
hang
in.
on the line.
Dex, you bring up an important part or important point, and that is many people do feel that Thomas Edison really was, not a nice individual, maybe would be a polite way to say it, but he was very ambitious, and he was one of those driven A personalities that had no problem stepping over people that were kind of in his way. That's my understanding. Of course, I never knew Thomas Edison. I was born a little bit later. My gray hair may think some that I knew Thomas Edison, but I didn't.
Did you hear about the lock of hair they found of George Washington's?
No, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, this is real.
Wow, where'd they find it?
In a library.
Hold on, let me go back to my-
How did they know it was George Washington?
Because Fox News said so.
Oh, wow. Did they do DNA testing on it?
They, gosh, you can't do DNA testing because.
Oh my gosh!
Sorry.
Hold on a second.
I'm playing.
No,
I'm playing.
What's the rule?
Buck. I'm playing.
Please hold for the next available radio host.
But I'm playing Buck.
Get off
You
your
are
game
very
now.
important to us.
It's not
Please
fair.
hold.
Get off your game now.
If you're holding, please hold.
Sorry, Brian. I'm very embarrassed right now.
Man, you're impatient. Why don't you try clipping your nails while you wait? Or just bite them.
Sorry, guys.
Please hold.
This is really, I know, but this is the rule. If he
You know
plays
those
a game
dishes
during the
aren't gonna do
show,
themselves.
that's what happens.
Gosh, I'm done. Okay.
Thank you for.
Jeez, man.
George Washington's
I'm
hair
sorry,
was
Brian.
discovered.
I am
all right.
so embarrassed
It
right
was
now.
discovered in an 18th century book at New York College. It's Buck's turn.
Oh. Put it down now.
Wow, there is some game fighting
You are
going
not.
on.
You know what? So, I'm sorry, Brian, but this is the rule.
Please hold for the
what
next
happens.
available radio host.
Starmy, this is the new rule. If he's playing his
You
game,
are very important to
get
us.
off the
Please
game
hold.
now.
If you're holding, please hold.
Sorry.
Man, you're impatient. Why don't you try clipping your nails while you wait? Or just bite them. Please hold.
Aaron Buckner.
You know those dishes aren't going to do themselves. Thank you for holding.
I'm so
Transferring now.
embarrassed right now. I'm gonna have to play it again until you're done. Brian, I'm sorry I have to do this to you.
That's all right.
You know, this is the rule.
I understand. You're
the only way.
training Steve-O. You're training
Please hold
Steve-O.
for the next available radio host.
Get off your phone.
You are
Right
very
now.
important to us. Please hold. If you're holding, please hold. Man, you're impatient.
I beat him,
Why don't you
guys,
try
don't worry.
clipping your
I beat
nails
him.
while you wait?
I beat him. Okay, ready?
Or just bite them.
Ready?
Please hold.
Now you're in timeout.
Wow. You know,
A strand of white hair tucked into an almanac on the shelf of a college library in upstate New York has been revealed to be from one of the nation's founding fathers. Union College? Do you know where that is?
Yep.
Schenectady. They said that the lock of hair belonged to George Washington. It was found during an inventory review. It was inside a book titled Gaines Universal Register or American and British Calendar for the year 1793. Calendar, by the way, is with a K. It was written by one
Yes.
Jonathan Davis.
Okay.
The almanac belonged to Philip J. Schuler. He's the son of General Philip Schuler, one of the college's founders and very close friend of Washington, who served under him during the Revolutionary War. He was also Alexander Hamilton's father-in-law.
Wow.
So I guess back then it was commonplace to give them a lock of your hair.
hairs, right,
So
yep.
it's an actual lock of hair with a note with George Washington. So,
Wow.
Which is why Steve-O and I we have a lock of hair
Yeah.
for you. We
Well,
wanna
I
give
gave
to you.
him a lock of hair. His looked a little more like pencil shavings, and I was
Okay,
like, "What is this?"
Here would be
Did you
my
shave?
my only thing on that would be I think the provenance of the letter and the connection is there, but just to be sure, you should do some kind of testing to ensure that it isn't like George Washington playing a trick like, hey, let's go get this lady's hair and hand it to this guy and say it's
Yeah.
mine. You know, one of those type of
Yeah.
things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
D-
and
DNA
he
testing
really,
can make it really
and George
difficult.
Washington never wore a wig.
Right. He
Yeah.
just had a beautiful, manly, you know,
A powdered. He just I don't know.
Head
That's
of
what
hair.
they said. They powdered it.
powdered
it.
their hair.
Yeah.
You know, can I just say I'm glad that style has passed?
See, I wish it was still here.
You want to wear powdered hair and
Yeah,
put
I
on
think-
wigs and
I
such?
think it would be beautiful. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, you could have different styles every day. I mean, I guess I could wear a wig, but then I wouldn't be like everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know why they did that? I'm sure you know why. Because of those like lice,
Yeah,
right?
right. Sure. They're well, lice and a lot of things. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, it wasn't as clean the time period. You know, they didn't have showers like we do today.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a cleanliness thing. Same with, you know, colognes and perfumes.
Yeah.
You know, you didn't take as many showers, so you dosed on the stuff and made you smell better.
Mhm.
There it is.
All right.
So you guys ready for 3 degrees to New Mexico?
Ready.
Okay, so I have alluded to this person many times over. So 3 of the things, if you guys put on your thinking cap, you should be able to get. But it's the 4th connection that may be a little bit more difficult. So you ready?
Yeah.
Here it is. Here it is. In 1903, on this very day that we're talking about,
My brother's birthday, February 15th.
February 15th, on this very day, the first teddy bear was introduced in America.
Teddy Roosevelt.
Of course, yeah, made by Morris and Rose Mitchum. So this toy company, because Teddy Roosevelt was so popular, made a bear and named it after Teddy Roosevelt. And so teddy bears are with us to this day,
right,
in commemoration of Teddy Roosevelt.
My 14-year-old Jack, who's going to be really angry with me for saying this because he's now in 8th grade, still has his teddy bear named Teddy from when he was born.
Yeah.
And he still sleeps with it.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. Teddy bears
Ladies,
are cool.
stay away.
Teddy Roosevelt is my favorite president. Most people know this. But here's the question. Name 4
Oh, gosh.
connections Teddy Roosevelt has to New Mexico. Now,
Dang it, we've done this.
Put on your. I've alluded to
We've-
these many times, guys. Many times I've, in passing,
He
have
just
alluded
blanked
to this.
out.
I'm searching my brain.
You're not searching your
Yeah,
brain.
I'm going through my files.
You went, bling, it's
Yeah,
done.
okay.
Yeah, I'm going through my
Steve-O,
files.
That was your old Rolodex.
Steve-O, I'm going to give you a hint because
Okay.
one, your home city, Teddy Roosevelt did something where you were brought up part of your life.
He killed a man in the Plaza Hotel.
In Farmington,
in
New
Las
Mexico.
Vegas, New Mexico.
No. But, of course, Las Vegas is true. And his first connection to New Mexico is in 1898. Teddy Roosevelt had the first Rough Rider.
Gosh dang it.
See, I've said this.
You have. And then we played DMX.
Yeah. Rough
Come
Rider
on!
reunion was held here in New Mexico. And
Eve was there.
right.
DMX was there.
That's right. So you guys know who the Rough Riders
Oh,
were, right?
Yeah, I just named 2 members.
There you go.
Eve, she had like the paw print tattoos. DMX, who else was part of the Rough Rider?
Yeah. The Rough Riders, for our listening audience who probably know this, the Rough Riders were part of the cavalry of guys that Teddy Roosevelt was part of when they were in a battle.
Yeah.
And so,
which is where we get our name for our the church here, Calvary.
Oh.
Because Skip and Phoenix
were part of that team.
They were part of the Rough Riders.
Wow.
That rode around on horses and killed people.
Yeah, no, that's not true. But,
No, I just made all that up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be reprimanded later.
Yeah. So 1898, Teddy Roosevelt has the first Rough Riders reunion in New Mexico, Las Vegas, New Mexico.
Right.
There's a Rough Rider segment of the little museum there in Las Vegas. You could see the hotel where Teddy Roosevelt stayed. It's being rented.
Was it the Plaza Hotel?
No, it's the one right by the train station, and they're renovating it right now.
yes. La Quinta.
Yeah. No, it wasn't La Quinta.
Lodge, bro.
Okay. So that's his first connection. The second connection happened in
Starmy.
1903.
Come on, Starmy members.
What happened in 1903 with Teddy Roosevelt and New Mexico?
Teddy Roosevelt met up with Sheriff Pat Garrett, and they barricaded Billy the Kid into the upstairs room where he killed Billy the Kid, Doc Holliday, and Wyatt Earp.
It's amazing. You almost got none of that right.
Yeah. I mean, so not close.
Yeah.
By the way, shout out to Carl on Facebook Live who was like, wait, Lubbock? Because I was born in Lubbock. So that's like my...
That's true. You
Las
were born,
Vegas
but
was
Las
like
Vegas
where
is
I
where
lived
you
for
lived.
years.
Yeah. Okay, so and this is cool. 1903, Teddy Roosevelt
sailed the
was
ocean blue.
Stop it.
That didn't
Stop
rhyme.
it.
Was the first president to campaign in the New Mexico territory.
We even talked about this.
Yep.
Because it wasn't even a state yet.
Yep. That's
Until
right.
what year?
1902.
Nope.
No.
Not even in the odds. Not even in the odds.
But here's what's cool about his campaign here in 1903. There's video footage.
No kidding.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
YouTube?
So
yeah,
if you-
Thomas Edison after he murdered that guy and stole.
So if you go to the National Archives or just put Teddy Roosevelt in New Mexico, you will find both of his trips. And I'm giving it away because the third connection Teddy Roosevelt has, he came back in 1916.
I know this one.
And he
is.
campaigned for the Republican Party.
Here it is, right here.
And what's fascinating about these Library of Congress videos,
that's
you see
crazy.
the old Alvarado Hotel, which is now the bus stop and the train station.
Yeah, dude.
And Teddy Roosevelt's there. And then they show him on Central Avenue in a parade. Library of Congress video. You guys are watching it right now.
Yeah,
you
this
can
is
see
a
it.
time machine right
So
now.
Teddy
This
Roosevelt.
is nuts. So wait.
Yes.
The train station downtown used to be a hotel.
Yeah, it's Alvarado Hotel. Alvarado Hotel was one of the famous
Look at
I got
stops.
Look at him.
You can't believe how
Wait.
That's Central, guys.
isn't even like paved yet.
That's Central Avenue, guys.
Central's always been a dump, apparently. Look at that. It's a dirt road.
Well, it's 1903.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Is that cool? And
That's really cool.
Then they drive cars, and that also may be the 1916
I was going to
one.
say, that one's from
Yeah, this
1916.
was 1916.
That's 1916. So Teddy Roosevelt, 1903 and 1916, came both as a president and then a campaigner for the Republican Party. So
What was our territory called before we were actually a state?
New Mexico territory.
Oh, it was? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the New Mexico territory. And
I
of
don't
course, Governor Lew Wallace, remember we've talked about this.
I do remember that.
He was the
now that you
governor.
said
He,
that.
he
I
wrote
remember.
Ben-Hur, or at least part of it, while in New Mexico and all
That's
of that,
cool.
that stuff.
I remember one with Teddy Roosevelt.
Okay.
Mostly because the Starmy said it a bunch on Facebook Live.
What?
White Sands National Parks. The parks, the national parks.
Okay,
He was like, listen, we got to get these national parks going.
Okay,
and
good.
he instituted a thing where he was like,
Good.
We listen, guys, we need to keep
Steve-O.
these parks.
You kind of do listen, but here's where you're right.
Wrong.
And here's where you're wrong. You are correct. Teddy Roosevelt is the gentleman, the president, that instituted the national parks. We have him to thank. So here's the question, though. Under his presidency, while he was president, what 3 national monuments in New Mexico were created by Teddy Roosevelt?
Got it.
Go ahead.
The red arrow on the corner of Carlisle and Indian School.
No.
No, yeah. Have you seen that thing? It's huge.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay.
But he didn't institute
That's not
that
a
one.
national monument?
No.
Yeah.
He didn't institute that one.
The car wash in Breaking Bad. Okay, that's a national monument.
Now it is.
Is it really?
No.
It's not Walter White's house then. Okay, wait. No, really. What 3 things?
I'm watching
New Mexico have 3?
New Mexico has lots. What 3 national monuments were created under Teddy Roosevelt's
The Owl
presidency?
Cafe.
No.
Wait, national, so not in New Mexico?
Meaning they are of national interest to our history and heritage. So Teddy Roosevelt deemed them national parks.
But they're here in
They're here in New Mexico. Now we have more than these 3. We're a state with some of the most.
White Sands?
No, that came a little later. But you're right about White Sands being a
Carlsbad Caverns
came a little bit later.
Wow.
So what 3 were before?
I don't know any other parks.
Come on, bro.
Okay.
The parks. Lincoln Park?
The group? No. They're from, aren't they from Sacramento, California or something?
No,
like that?
Lincoln Park I thought was Chicago.
Oh.
Isn't that where in Chicago? There's Chicago.
Okay, you guys ready?
Wait, no.
Yeah,
Let me one more.
Any of our listeners could chime in too, just to see if they know these.
Bucky the Bear, he became a national treasure because the teddy bear, also Village Inn, the boysenberry syrup.
What's in a strange, demented way, Steve-O? Know, Bucky the Bear doesn't have a connection to New Mexico, but Smokey the Bear does. Smokey the Bear was found.
Capitan, New Mexico.
That's right, in Lincoln County.
Okay.
So Smokey the Bear was named after a bear that was rescued here in New Mexico. But okay, here you go. Here's your 3.
The Gila National Forest.
Next. The Gila cliff dwelling is one, yes. And that was done in 1907.
Chaco El Moro.
Yes, Chaco was 1907 and El Moro was 1906. Those are the 3 national monuments that were created under Teddy Roosevelt. Yeah, and you have a listener to thank.
Yeah, well, a bunch of them.
But guys, isn't that cool?
That's really cool.
That Teddy Roosevelt came to New Mexico multiple times, and we have him to thank for some of our national parks. Well, quite frankly, we have him to thank for all of them because ultimately the precedent he set for national parks started with Teddy Roosevelt, but under his presidency, he named 3. Gila cliff dwellings, El Moro, and Chaco Canyon. And by the way, Chaco Canyon is a UNICEF historical world site. It's not only just a state or national, it is a world heritage site, meaning it is concerned or considered a world national monument. Chaco is.
Watching this footage is so fascinating.
Yeah, Teddy. Teddy was an amazing person. So
he looked mean.
There you have it.
Jake says on our YouTube stream, hey, I'm here in Lincoln County. Did you guys know our oldest building blew up, the old mill? I think Billy the Kid went there often. That's interesting.
That is interesting. See, people, this is what I love. When people start investigating the history where they live and they find so many fascinating aspects. So last night I was teaching, was privileged to teach, covered for Pastor Skip, and afterwards we did a Q&A, and some guy, got up and asked a question, but he said, hey, I listened to you guys on 3 Degrees to New Mexico, and he said how much they enjoyed listening to these New Mexico, tie-ins.
There you go.
And every community has its own little history.
It does, man.
It really does.
Yeah.
Thank you for holding.
Speaking of historical significance, let's nerd out for a minute.
Yes.
There's a little shop in town called Astro Zombies. It happens to be my personal favorite comic shop.
Yeah, that's on Central.
Yeah.
That Teddy Roosevelt went down.
Teddy Roosevelt was on Central, as was Mike, the owner of Astro Zombies. And this week, a new comic book came out. One that I can't even say the title of.
Oh. Why?
Because it's got a bad word in the title, and for radio purposes, I can't say it. They made multiple movies about it. It's called Kick-A.
Oh yeah,
they rebooted it.
Kick Butt. Could you say that?
There you go.
I've never even heard of this.
Okay, check it out. It was about this kid, and he wanted to do something. He was tired of getting picked on, so he buys like a scuba suit, like a wetsuit online, and he tries to become a superhero, and he gets his butt kicked quite a bit. Okay, so anyways, they wanted to refresh it and revive it. So issue number 1 of this brand new series came out this week. And the reason I'm even bringing this up is because it is of significant importance to those of us who reside in the Albuquerque.
Oh, how so?
How so is that the new girl who's taking over the mantle of Kick-A lives in Albuquerque.
No way.
And the entire comic book series takes place in Albuquerque.
No way.
So
Wow.
page 2, she's like in Afghanistan, and she's like blowing things up, and she's part of this elite force, and I don't want to ruin much if somebody actually wants to buy this comic.
Wow.
And then she gets sent home, and she flies into the Sunport.
Really?
She's down on Central, and the funny thing is, from her perspective, she's probably standing in front of the Lobo Theater because there is boom, and it doesn't say Astro Zombies, but it says Zombies tattoo, and then there's like the masksy moss next to it, and it just says hats because they try to keep it generic.
That's kind of cool.
And then down on 5th and Central, where our girl Claire stayed, 505, that cool area. There's a shot from 5th Street, and it's her on 5th Street with that building.
Who's the?
They took the John Romita Jr., one of the most famous artists in like comic book history,
and he lives here.
Not at all.
Oh, okay. So
and
he
Mark
just used
Millar,
Albuquerque
who wrote
for
it, created the
inspiration.
character. He did Kingsman. He's done a lot of phenomenal things as well. Yeah, none of them have ties to Albuquerque, but for some reason they chose
huge.
Albuquerque, and then actually in all of the pieces drew Albuquerque. I mean, you've got the downtown scene with the Hyatt building, everything.
So, Steve-O.
It's Albuquerque.
Steve-O. Is this a clean comic book? Can our listening audience...
No.
So we're not recommending this for our kids.
No, you're just talking about things that are of significance in
But
Albuquerque.
We
and it's
want
like,
to
and still
preface for
today.
our kids.
Well,
for
you
kids-
can't even buy the book because of the title.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, I can't even say the name of the title.
No, I know that, but I
Kick
didn't know people can't buy stuff.
No, you
with,
can't.
Oh.
You can't. I'm just saying parents.
Oh,
Are you
right,
kidding me? Could
right,
you imagine
right,
a tour
sure.
girl coming home like, Mom, Steve-O said to get this book? No, I'm not.
Please, I hope a kid does
Definitely
that.
not.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think because
Kids
it's
use that excuse.
I think it's like quote unquote like R rating, if you will, as far as like. So I don't
okay.
think they would sell it to a kid anyways. But yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting.
That
because
is cool.
It's a big brand. It's a huge name. Mark Millar actually signed a big contract with Netflix, and he's going to be doing a bunch of his series now on Netflix.
Wow.
And so it's a pretty big deal.
When
But
you say series, you mean he's going to turn his
they're
comics into
turning
movies
his comic series into films or television series.
as comic, like graphic animation, or
no,
re-
like
real
actual
life?
live action, because they've
Wow.
already done that with a few of his things. He created Wanted, which became a movie, Kingsman, which became a film. So yeah, he's pretty prominent in the comic book scene, and so I have no idea why he chose Albuquerque, but for some reason he did, and they actually used backdrops of Albuquerque in the artistry.
Maybe
it's pretty amazing.
You know, maybe what some of these people I hear around town saying is true. And you know, I was at this little cafe on Mountain, and it's called Pharmacy. And I'm talking to the guy, and I said, you know, hey, this is cool. You have a cool little cafe here. And I said, you know, tell me your story. And he said, well, originally I'm from Oregon, and I was part of the coffee scene there, and blah, blah, blah. And then, of course, Oregon got saturated and such. So he and a group of friends said, hey, what's the next cool town that's going to be hipsters and everything? So they go to Austin.
Yeah.
And in Austin, and so they do their coffee and all, you know, restaurants and all of this other stuff. And then all this group of guys go, okay, you know, what's the next town? I mean, you know, we're saturated, you know, it's kind of, you know, blah, blah, blah. They pick Albuquerque.
Yep.
And so all these guys from Austin move over here to Albuquerque because they said, you know, what we're seeing, you know, is kind of entrepreneur businessmen is what happened in Oregon, and then what happened in Austin may be happening in Albuquerque.
Wow.
Now, the money obviously isn't here like it is in Austin and Oregon, but it may be, Steve-O, that this comic guy is just going, you know what? Albuquerque's kind of got this little vibe going on that that
I think
you
it's
know,
starting to finally get recognized for more than just crime and blue meth. I'm being serious.
Yeah, right.
I'm totally being serious.
Sure, Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
but
So it is pretty cool.
Thebes says it's because Albuquerque is the new Hell's Kitchen. That could be too.
Yeah,
Because
it
there's
seems
a
like
lot
it.
of a lot of crime, and she's fighting crime, or is she?
Who in the comic book?
Yeah,
or?
the new superhero whose name I can't say.
Yeah, it could be. No, I mean, we always hope for the city we live in that, you know, good things come for it, and you know, to it, and you know, let's just pray that Albuquerque, you know, does well and really becomes one of those cool hipster cities that people want to live and send their kids to school and fight crime.
Dude, I think it's great. I thought it was kind of interesting that he chose Albuquerque. And I thought it was kind of cool that they actually used, because a lot of times they say they're in certain cities and then it's just kind of generic drawings, but it was really cool to see downtown Albuquerque. You see 5th and Central. You see Central and Richmond, right where
That's so cool.
right where Calvary Knob Hill is. I mean, and they actually used backdrops, and they changed the names. Like I said, instead of Astro Zombies Comic Shop, it's Zombies Tattoos.
Now, do you think that they have a relationship with Astro Zombies?
Nope, not at all. They didn't know until the comic came in this Wednesday, and they said, "You want to see something cool?" And then they showed it to me, and I said, "I'm buying this comic specifically because it's Albuquerque," and that's kind of cool.
Can I ask you a question, Steve-O? How much do comic books cost now? I mean, your average comic book.
$3 to $4.
Oh,
$2.99,
really?
$3.99 an issue. Yeah.
So they haven't gone up to like $10 a copy or anything?
No, like Judas #3, which came out yesterday.
Oh, it did? I was wondering about that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was $3.
Wow. Because I've noticed magazines like in Barnes and Nobles and such, magazines can be very expensive now.
Yeah.
There was this magazine with Tom Waits on the cover, and I go, I'm a huge Tom Waits fan. So I said, I'm going to get this magazine. And I look at, and it was like $12. I said, I'm not getting this magazine.
How do they stay in business?
Yeah. I mean, $12 for a magazine?
Yeah.
It was crazy.
That's how they stay in business.
And
nobody's going to buy that.
And have you noticed how much new release hardback books are?
$20?
No, they're like $35, $40.
What?
Yeah. A new hardback released book. You go to Barnes and Noble and you go, man, that's expensive. So I thought maybe comic books went up, but that's pretty cool. They're still, from $2 to $5. That's reasonable.
Yeah. Somebody said a comic book that's using Albuquerque as the backdrop has an R rating. Sounds about right.
Well, that's good to know, because we don't want parents or kids out there to be purchasing a comic book that may have sketchy.
I get it. Sketchy because it's drawn.
Yep, you get it.
I'll go.
Sketchy. Thank you.
Gosh.
Thank you.
Okay. Anyway.
Thank you, Steve-O. You caught it.
Yep.
You got it.
Phone lines are open right now if you'd like to call in. Brian Nixon's here. It's 3 degrees to New Mexico. So if you have any questions, maybe we'll do a Q&A.
A Q&A, or if you have an interesting historical fact about your community that you live in.
Yeah, because we have listeners all over.
We want to hear it.
Yeah.
Let's say you live in Portales and you go, hey, did you know Buddy Holly crossed from Texas to New Mexico, on this street?
How about this one? On YouTube, good-looking Honky just chimed in and said, my 6th cousin was Jesse James.
Wow.
That's really cool.
That is good.
I never saw that movie.
That is pretty interesting. I think Jesse James, most of his connection obviously is to Missouri, the Midwest.
I mean, obviously.
But our outlaw, Billy the Kid, is famous.
505-338-3700 if you'd like to call in, or you can text us at 505-585-LIVE. And Brian, we're on YouTube Live as well now. Not only Facebook Live, but we just went
We're
live
on the old YouTubes, bro.
on YouTube. So go subscribe to our channel and you can watch the show right there at YouTube.
While people may be chiming in here, can we just say just really quick, and I don't mean to open up a can of worms, that our thoughts and prayers are with the families in Florida of that recent school shooting. We could joke about, our outlaws here in town and such, but in reality, there are real life outlaws across this country living today, and they do a lot of harm. So our thoughts and prayers are with the families of those 17 victims. 15 more are in a hospital, and some of those are critically wounded.
Yeah.
So we pray for those families, and let's also pray for the gunman. 19 years old, obviously mentally unstable.
He's still alive.
He's still alive in custody. And so it's one of those situations that I think it's a great time to rally as a community and do something
And hopefully
positive.
it's a reminder for everybody else, because my wife runs the school, and you are very heavily involved, obviously, here with what Calvary has. It's a reminder as well for us to be prepared. You know what I mean?
because you watch these, and sadly, there were a lot of kids who went Facebook Live yesterday. Speaking of with the technologies that we have, I obviously do not recommend watching any of those videos. However, when you do watch said videos, the lights are on. They're just kind of standing around. There was not really a whole lot of preparedness, it looked like, in a lot of these videos.
Well, here's the reason why. I found out why.
Okay.
Because I thought the
Help
same
me.
thing. Is 1 hour before they did a fire alarm.
Okay.
And so most kids thought that like it was a malfunction, like, oh, something went off because the guy pulled the fire alarm
to get everybody
had
out.
smoke bombs, and they thought, oh, well, this obviously just is a mistake. We just had our fire alarm, and so they were kind of casual about it.
Which definitely is a reminder that you have to take it seriously at
You
all
really
times.
do.
Honestly, because
You really
I
do.
watched that and it was like, no, guys, no. And I've been there, you know, we have drills here all the time.
Yep.
And because of that, you know, sometimes we kind of goof around and act like idiots, and we've got to always take that serious. We always have to be alert. Of
Even
our
if you see
surroundings.
something on Facebook or Instagram, because that's the problem as well. Is this kid, this 19-year-old, he was posting things on his Facebook page about killing and showing off his knives and guns. And were they investigating him at all? Did anybody report him? That's what's so crazy.
I mean,
about
if we dive into it, we could really dive into it.
Yeah. My thought is, you know, you guys would really need to get a good hour on this this very topic. Obviously, Steve, I think maybe it was sometime last year, you know, we did talk about gun violence at the last school shooting, and there's a lot of information out there. But something, you know, this rocks a community. This rocks hundreds and thousands, and of course with media, millions of people. And so, you know, my thing is, you know, hug your kids, love on them, and you know, be a blessing, you know, to people.
Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Hi.
I have a question for Brian.
Awesome.
Good morning, Brian. This is Rachel from the front desk.
Hi,
How are you?
Rachel.
So I just want to know what your absolute favorite fact about New Mexico is, like your top favorite.
Oh, dang.
My top favorite fact?
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
Are you kidding me?
golly.
It's going to take us 20 minutes so we can search through his Rolodex in his mind.
Rachel, I mean, my top favorite fact, there are so many fascinating facets about New Mexico that it is literally difficult to
Your favorite fact that starts with the letter A.
But you know, because of that, here's how my thought process. Because I love the arts, I would naturally gravitate towards
What was the
something
first thing
arts.
that went into your brain?
Well, I like the fact that, you know, New Mexico is an arts capital of the world. It's the third largest art market. So I love the fact that so many artists consider New Mexico home.
Yeah.
You know, be it George O'Keeffe as a painter, Cormac McCarthy as a Pulitzer Prize writer, you know, the late Sam Shepard when he lived here,
Yeah.
you know, even George R.R. Martin, you know, that Albuquerque is a hub of so many creative individuals.
Yeah.
So I would say if I were to bring up my most fascinating fact or, you know, facts, I would start with the artistic community, and then I would go from there. But then, you know, we have an amazing Native American, you know, communities, you know, be it Pueblo and you know, Apache and Navajo and all these facts. And you know, when you start understanding, like Geronimo lived in New Mexico.
Yeah.
And Manuelito, one of the great Navajo chiefs.
Yeah.
He lived in New Mexico. I mean, all of these gentlemen and ladies, New Mexico is just
We lost
crazy.
him, Rachel. We lost him. He's
so
down the rabbit hole in his brain.
Rachel,
he's not even looking at us.
I would just.
He's like glazed
I would
over.
keep going down and down, but I would say for me it would be the arts.
Okay,
thanks, Rachel.
There you go. That was a good question.
That was a great question. Great question.
Good. Bye-bye.
Yeah. So I think, you know, when you start looking at the arts, guys, there really is so many fascinating elements.
Man, so many questions coming in. By the way, somebody just chimed in to say they got a 90 on their biochemistry test. They don't really have a question. They were just really excited.
Nice. Oh, good job.
Biochemistry.
Speaking of school and learning and whatnots, I'm learning about Charles Darwin in biology right now. How do I learn about evolution and someone whose life goal was to try to prove what we know in the Bible is wrong?
Well, here's the thing about Charles Darwin. First of all, I don't necessarily think his main goal was to try to prove that the Bible was wrong. I think, obviously most people know Charles Darwin was working towards becoming a minister, and he had some bad, things. He took a completely different route. He jumped on, the ship that went to the islands. He studied finches, and he came up with his theory of evolution.
Yeah.
And so I don't think he necessarily wanted to undermine or prove it. But what many people have done is taken his theory and tried to undermine, the existence of God and so on and so forth. The problem is, and again, this is another radio program altogether. The problem is that you can't, using evolution, you cannot demonstrate that there is no God. As a matter of fact, even evolution would ultimately show that there is a need for a necessary being or God. Nothing can't create
like an
something.
Intelligent designer, if you will.
Exactly. And there are Christians out there, many Christians who believe in evolution. They believe that's how God created the earth. And so, I don't think.
So you're saying it's possible to reconcile science and the Bible because possibly maybe it could be that somehow science just shows the roadmap of how God created what he did?
Yes, I believe that. But here's the thing. Science properly interpreted and the Bible properly interpreted. Because think of it this way. God created both or wrote two books, the Bible and the book of nature. And those two will not disagree with each other. They will be in harmony and alignment because it's the same author. But we have to interpret both with, precision and properly. So again, I'm not advocating for evolution on any level, but what I am saying is I don't necessarily think Darwin sought out to try to undermine the Christian faith. But again, some of his followers, some of the people post-Darwin did.
Okay.
505-338-3700. We're doing a Q&A with Brian Nixon. So if you'd like to call
AMA.
An AMA.
That means ask me anything.
Ask me.
He doesn't know these things.
No,
Good morning.
I didn't know that.
You there?
Good morning.
Hi.
So I don't specifically have a question for Phoenix. I have one of those facts about New Mexico. I wanted to
Love it.
All right. So as we know, New Mexico has some great national forests and some beautiful places to go camping. And it's got some really cool small towns spread out all over the state, right?
Right.
So I was driving into the Lincoln National Forest down here close to Alamogordo and Cloudcroft area.
Right.
To go camping, and I drove through this small town, and it's called Weed, New Mexico.
Yep.
Very small town. And as I was driving through, I don't know if there's only one church, but I only saw one church. And they had one of those signs out in the front that there's always something interesting or quirky written on it. And it said, "We worship the Most High in Weed, New Mexico." And I just thought that was a great. I just thought that was a great.
That's good.
Fact.
I love. You know what? I think it's hilarious.
That we worship the Most High in Weed, New Mexico. Let's say this. That church has a great personality. I mean, they took advantage of something and really took it. But that's awesome. And I concur with you. There are so many great small towns spread throughout New Mexico. And I have heard of Weed, and I love the Cloudcroft area. It's so beautiful down there. And I have stayed in that area as well. So it's great. Thanks for your call.
Thanks for that, man.
Absolutely.
You guys can text in as well, 505-585-LIVE.
Yeah, Steve will laugh because I said, did I say I've heard of Weed?
Yeah, I've heard of Weed.
And Steve will laugh.
Speaking of New Mexico, here's a great fact for everybody. We had Lobo men's hockey in studio.
You did?
Yeah, gosh, when did we have Coach in?
Oh, it was probably 5 months ago.
Was it? Okay, really, bro. Really?
I don't.
Shout out to the men who are currently going to be traveling because Lobo men's hockey made history.
No way.
We're going to nationals for the first time in Lobo hockey history.
Way.
Going to nationals. You know why?
Why?
Because they were on the Morning Invasion. Shout out to Coach Graham.
Are they really
the
going
team.
to nationals?
Yeah, I just got that in.
hey, congratulations to UNM Lobos hockey.
That's really cool.
Can I say I went to, was it 1 or 2 hockey games? UNM hockey games, and they were a blast.
Dude,
they were
fantastic.
Awesome. They were awesome.
Yeah.
But can I just
there
say
you
it
go.
was also cold in the ice rink?
So cold.
I had you. So if you go, and you need to go now, support your UNM hockey team, but bring a jacket.
Yeah. There you go.
Because it's cold.
So there we go. Shout out to Lobo Hockey for
shout out
making
to
it
Lobo
to
Hockey.
Nationals. We'll follow along and let you guys know how.
And shout out to all our Olympiads who have made America proud with their medals, be it gold, silver, or bronze. And even those Olympiads who haven't medaled but represented us. That was great.
Good morning.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Doing great, man. Welcome.
Awesome. I just want to clear the air about Smokey Bear. That's all.
All right, clear the air.
Smokey Bear, not Smokey the Bear.
Ooh,
Smokey Bear.
Good. Smokey Bear, not the determiner, the in the middle.
Yeah. That was created by a song back in the 60s, I believe, so he totally ruined Smokey's name.
Now tell me this. Are you from Lincoln County?
No, I'm actually a wildland firefighter for the past 18 years.
Nice!
But not from Lincoln.
Oh, you rock, man.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you for fighting fires.
So, oh my, I'm
we're
looking
loving
at
the
this
rain.
now, and I'm like, my mind is blown because I've been to Capitan, I've been to the grave, and I went through the Smokey Bear museum and everything. But I swear I've always said Smokey the Bear.
Yeah, we all have.
Now I'm looking at it, it's just Smokey Bear everywhere.
And you know what's so cool is a firefighter corrected us.
Yeah.
He said, don't use that determiner, that word just Smokey Bear.
Not to be confused with his first cousin, Smoker Bear. Sadly, he died in the 50s of lung cancer.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
I'll
if you do look
go.
up
I'll
Smokey
go.
Bear, he was
Wow.
actually, the real bear is from Capitan, but he was a character before that. So once that bear got burned, then they deemed him as Smokey Bear.
Wow. So where are you stationed? Are you stationed in the Albuquerque area or in northern New Mexico?
Yeah, actually, I work for the Sandias.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, so you guys are really thankful for this rain.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I'm currently at work. Just showed up to work now, getting some rain, a little bit of snow mix. So, yeah, we're just praying for more.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate everything you do. We love our firemen and firewomen. And keep us safe, my friend.
There you go.
Absolutely. Tell everybody out there, be firewise.
Firewise, I love that.
Man.
Isn't that cool?
See,
A
man.
firefighter calls, corrects us on the proper pronunciation for Smokey Bear. And this guy just got to work and he's, keeping the Sandia safe for
Guys,
people.
I think that was Smokey Bear.
Oh, shut up.
Do you think that really
I
was
think
Smokey
No,
Bear?
he's got a much deeper voice.
You don't know.
Only you. I've heard Smokey
No, that's a
Bear,
voiceover
bro.
guy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, bro. Good morning.
Good morning. So, Mr. Dixon, I have a question. I'm a history student aiming to be a historian, but I can't convince my friends that New Mexico history in particular is interesting, or any history at all is interesting to study or take a look at. What would be the best way to convince them that history is a subject worth spending time in?
Great question. Here now, this is just my opinion. There are multiple angles to
We have
this.
3 minutes.
But the first angle is you have to make it relevant to their life. For so many people, they think history was something that just happened way in the past. It has no application to them. But when you show them that something in the past has impacted them personally, they will take an interest in it. Secondly, I would show them that history is important because we don't want to repeat some of it. We can learn from history. I'll use, let's say, the whole Nazi thing, Hitler. We don't want to repeat that. We don't want to repeat that kind of history. So it's important for us to go back to remember it. But thirdly, I think history is important, and I say this in all seriousness, because it's biblical. And what I mean by this is in the Bible, the Lord commanded them to make Ebenezer stones. And Ebenezer stones were essentially these memorials that they remember where they were and where they are and where they could go. And so they were these historical monuments, these stones, whereby you said, hey, something significant happened. In the case of the biblical history. It was something that the Lord did. But I think generally speaking, any country, any society needs to say, hey, something significant happened here. We need to remember this, and we need to learn from it, and we need to grow from it. So I think those are three good reasons. But the first one, I think, is the hook, the lure to get most people interested in history. Apply it to them. Show how it influences or affects them.
That was good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And good luck on your studies. I'm stoked that someone is pursuing history, because as a history lover, man, I just wish there was more historians out there. Is Steve-O playing his game again?
No, I'm reading things, and you guys are talking about history.
Oh, yeah. Geez.
Gosh, I didn't want to interrupt you, bro.
Easy there.
Try not to interrupt you. Also, like, currently moderating YouTube, because you get all kinds of people watching it. So, you know.
So, well,
sometimes people
we're
like
almost
to
done.
say really stupid things.
Brian, let's recap 3 Degrees to New Mexico.
Okay, the recap for 3 Degrees to New Mexico.
How about we have Dex do it, since, you know, he clearly paid attention this morning.
Yeah, okay. All right, let's go back to Teddy Roosevelt, everybody.
Okay.
Teddy Roosevelt is very connected to New Mexico. You see, there's 3 reasons why that he's connected. 4, I mean. Is because of the parks. Now, there's 4 parks that he's connected to. 3 parks he's connected to.
Became national.
There's this beautiful footage on YouTube that you can watch. Teddy Roosevelt back in 1908 and 1916.
It was 1916.
Both of those, I believe. Am I right, Phoenix?
1903 and 1916.
You can actually see him parading down the Las Vegas streets of...
it was actually Albuquerque.
Albuquerque.
It was on Central.
Yeah, it was beautiful. It's on YouTube.
And what's the first one? You almost got them all right.
Rough Riders,
Rough
Vegas,
Riders.
New Mexico.
I was dead to that.
First reunion there.
1898, Teddy Rough Riders, man.
Yep, that's right, everybody.
That's right. Hey, Dex, good job.
Thanks, man.
You
Appreciate it.
weren't right on all the facts, but you were close. You get an A for effort.
Oh, thanks,
Our boy
man.
Ryan just chimed in with probably the most fascinating one this morning. His grandmother was named Bonnie and her brother was named Clyde. When my great-grandmother died in the early 90s, we found multiple letters from Bonnie, of Bonnie and Clyde.
No way.
To my great-grandmother stating where they were, and come to find out my great-grandmother was best friends with Bonnie and thus named her kids after Bonnie and Clyde.
Wow.
That's cool.
Can I just say, you need to keep those letters.
Yeah.
They should be in an archive or a museum.
Or go to Pawn Stars in Vegas.
Okay,
No.
that's not.
Don't
Shut
grip
up.
of money.
That's not. That was my favorite of the morning.
That's awesome. Thanks
All
for
right.
sharing.
Thanks, Brian.
Thank you, guys.
We'll see you next Thursday. We'll be right back, Stormy.
This is a fresh thought. Listen up to Levi Lusko.
You have your ways, I have mine. Many of our ways were modeled to us by our parents. Our ways we saw, and we adopted our ways because that's how mom handled conflict. That's how dad spent money. That's how we saw it modeled for us on television. That's how we see it modeled for us on Instagram. Our worldview, our ways, our actions, our words. I'm trying to caution you. The ways you let in become, eventually, the ways you are setting. Now, sometimes people speak derogatorily about going through the motions. I was just going through the motions, right? Kind of phoning it in, not putting your heart into it. Let me just tell you something. Going through the motions is only a problem if you're going through the wrong motions.
For more fresh thoughts, go to LeviLusko.com.
Lean in. Time for a hot spot from Skip Heitzig.
So when Jesus says don't judge, that's the kind of judgment he is talking about. That harsh, self-righteous judgment, not knowing all of the facts.
Hot spot. Skip shines a light on the danger of judging others.
See, God reserves the right to be God. Be God. Don't try to be him yourself. If you don't know something, don't make an evaluation about it.
Access Skip's full teaching library at connectwithskip.com. Over 3,000 full messages. Connectwithskip.com.
We are good, typically, at spotting sins in other people because we're familiar with them in our own lives. And we become, unfortunately, very judgmental over the sin that lurks in us.
Here's a strong point from Skip to close out this hotspot.
You know that when you confess your sin to God and you admit it before the Lord, you're actually helping in the process of restoring other people who have similar situations. That's the first step in helping them.
Hotspot. Tony Evans. This is a Star 88 Supernova.
You establish God's ownership first. Secondly, you save before you spend. You do not save if you have it left over. Just like you do not give if you have it left over. You honor God, then you honor yourself. The Bible says it is a wicked man who does not leave an inheritance for his children's children. You're supposed to be helping to take care of your grandkids. We're not leaving our kids an inheritance, we're leaving them dead. In fact, we're leaving a whole country of kids dead at $20 trillion. No. You save first. The scripture says in Proverbs 21:20, in chapter 30, verse 25, save before you spend. You honor God, then you honor you.
That was Pastor Tony Evans on a Star 88 Supernova. This is Star 88 at 88.3 FM, KLYT, Albuquerque, Santa Fe, and online at star88.fm.
Stuck in a rut, I don't care. It's a snare, trapping us down with the dirt and the leaves. I can see inside the sun, through the trees, lighting the earth, evergreen, only with you near me. Lift me up when I go. Wipe the sweat from my brow. Losing fights on my own, I can rely on you. Don't need respect, no I care. Comprehend all that I get. Whatever I did, to rely on you. Pick me up, brush all the dust from my face. Staring straight into our love sought for so long. Different shapes I expect, simpler still in all my dreams. Settling so perfectly in front of me. Lift me up when I go. Wipe the sweat from my brow. Losing fights on my own, I can rely on you. Don't need respect, no I can't comprehend all that I get. Whatever I did, to rely on you. Lift me up when I go. Wipe the sweat from my brow. Losing fights on my own, I can't rely on you. Don't expect, no I can't comprehend all that I get. Whatever I did, to rely on you.
The Morning Invasion.
Here's to you, Olympic curlers. While other Olympic athletes push the limits of human endurance by going faster or farther than anyone else in history, you push a big flat rock across the ice while wearing your street shoes. An act so humble would normally be too humiliating for any Olympian to endure. But not you, oh master of the unremarkable. The guts it must have taken to tell your spouse, I'm training for the Olympics. I'm going to be a curler. With no possibility of endorsement deals or the pressure of going pro, you bravely add untold insult to injury by blazing a path for that sliding rock with the ultimate symbol of your athletic dominance, a broom. And what's even more impressive, none of us know why. Does it make the rock slide faster? Does it make it go left and right? Or are you just a clean freak? Either way, you're a shining example of Olympic glory. And it's clear that you don't need a medal to tell the world what we already know. You're a winner.
That's right.
Curl on. Curl on.
Yahoo Sports has a collection of videos of people trying curling at home using household objects. One woman is using a keg, a kid is using a Swiffer mop, and 2 people use beer bottles and a toothbrush. Look at these people just...
Oh, I know, I've seen these.
Just throwing down with the Swiffer mops.
Yeah.
I'm going to try some of these later. I like this. The curling is definitely one of the best events at the Winter Olympics. So here's what happened. Here's some of the highlights. Shaun White, of course, won gold, and he's now apologizing because he didn't mean to drag the American flag through the snow after winning.
I can't believe this is a topic.
He stepped on the flag, and people lost their minds. People on the live line have lost their minds.
This is true.
After it was brought to his attention and he heard that people are upset, he said, quote, I remember being handed the flag, but I was trying to put my gloves on and hold the flag and get the board.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, if there was anything, I definitely didn't mean any disrespect. So I'm very sorry for that. But I'm definitely proud, very proud to be a part of Team USA and being an American and to be representing for everyone back home.
I'm a nerd and follow him on like the old social medias, and his girl, she's the lead singer of Fantagram. She's posting a ton of videos, and he was even wearing shoes that say USA, like just huge. And yeah, gosh, do we ever look at like intent of the heart ever in any situation? I couldn't believe that he was just getting like destroyed with words over accidentally, unintentionally stepping on it as he was like celebrating a gold medal.
Right. Yeah.
Huge difference, because obviously throughout the last year we've seen so much with the NFL and the protests and kneeling, and I understand that. That is so wholly different than Shaun White unintentionally stepping on the flag.
Definitely.
Tell me if I'm wrong, guys. Somebody talk to me about this. Anybody who got upset. I would love to know.
NBC analyst Bodie Miller is apologizing after he blamed the poor performance of a female skier on the fact she recently got married. He said, quote, the knee is certainly an issue. I want to point out she also got married. And it's historically very challenging to race on World Cup with a family or after being married. Not to blame the spouses, but I just want to toss that out there that it could have been her husband's fault. He had to apologize.
Okay.
He said it was an attempt at a joke. People, isn't that crazy? Oh, can you imagine if the whole country, think about us, man.
Yeah.
We have we have amazing listeners, but we don't have that many listeners compared to how many people are watching the Olympics. Can you imagine if that many people were listening to us? We would be fired. We would be on the Today Show. They'd be talking about us. Well, talking about you. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if we'd ever work in radio again. Yeah, just wanted to let you know that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looper says, okay, I'm all for being respectful for the flag, but for people to go off like this is dumb. His reaction spoke volumes greater than an accidental thing like this. Yeah, dude. When he got his score and realized he had won a gold medal, did you see him freaking out and crying and hugging everybody? And I loved that response because he was so very proud, and he's draped in the American flag, and gosh, it's frustrating.
Good morning.
Morning, guys. I wanted to address Steve-O's question there. I
Okay,
think
good.
nowadays you guys don't realize that we're entirely responsible for everything that we do, whether it's intentional or not. We're responsible for anything that's done by anybody that we've ever talked to. We're responsible for how anything that we do could possibly be interpreted by anybody anywhere. I mean,
no, that's your.
I can't tell if you're being snarky or not.
I agree.
I'm being snarky. I'm being totally sarcastic. I'm so sick of it as well. I don't understand what the big deal is, but I swear, nowadays you can't do anything because somebody might be offended by it or might interpret it the wrong way, or you talked to somebody back in the 8th grade and now that person's a serial killer. How come you didn't do something?
Yeah. Well,
so stupid.
It is stupid, but what you just said, you should be aware of that because that's the reality. That's what it's like now. That's the world we live in.
Yeah, but it's so unrealistic, though.
It is.
I mean, oh my gosh,
it is. But
Put yourself in
that's
this
the way it
kid's
is.
position. He just won a gold medal. He's trying to do all this stuff, and some moron drapes a flag around him while he's trying to do other stuff, and then they get mad at him because holy crap, it touched the snow.
Yeah. Yeah, you're just not ever going to make everybody happy. Somebody's always going to complain.
Never.
And that's just the way it's always been, too.
Okay.
But it's just even more now with everybody with a camera.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate you, man.
Now there's evidence everywhere.
Yeah. Hashtag time's up
Oh, my gosh.
for that caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Who's this?
Oh, Booty. What do you mean, who's this?
What's your name, caller?
Nate Summers.
Hi, Nate Summers. Welcome to the program.
NATESUMM as in mother. ERS. Nate Summers.
Welcome to the program, Nate Summers. You're live.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to attempt a joke. The context of this joke is in reference to Shaun White.
Okay.
So if you are a Shaun White lover, please turn off your radio.
Okay.
I'll give you 3 seconds. Okay. The second part of this joke is about the USA. So if you love the USA and are easily offended, please turn off your radios.
Please hold for the next available radio host.
I feel like
So
we're
this is
losing
the
everyone.
context.
Huh?
I feel like I got to explain it. I don't want anyone to be offended.
Gosh.
So I am going back to a statement made by Steve-O about 3 seconds ago in regards to Shaun White and the American flag.
Okay.
Yes.
If you are easily offended, please turn off your radios.
I like this. Yep. You're giving everybody a chance.
I'm giving everybody a chance.
Booty,
What it's about. See, this is what needs to happen in the USA.
This is what you have to do, man. You have to do it this way now because everybody's so
We've
sensitive.
just lost our entire listener base.
It's actually climbing.
You know, I already forgot what it was. People started yelling.
I'm sorry, man.
That's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
I'll talk to you guys later.
Call us back when you remember. Okay, bye. Gosh, man. He's right. He's right, guys. He's
We
right.
are in the age of offense, somebody said. 505-585-5483 if you'd like to text into the show. 505-585-LIVE. Somebody said, this is the day of I'm offended. Okay. Somebody said, did you guys know that the flag code also says to never display it horizontally, never use it as a clothing pattern or for disposable items like napkins or paper plates, or use it in advertising, i.e. beer commercials. Also, if a flag touches the ground, you're actually supposed to burn the flag. People don't care at all about those things, but they get mad at a dude who's not paying attention in the craziest moment of his life, or they get mad about a guy that's standing up for what he believes in. Hashtag double standards.
People are ignorant.
Somebody says at this point we should just bathe in Sensodyne toothpaste because everyone is so dang sensitive.
The topic is, what are you offended by?
Okay.
Good morning.
Hi, guys. It's Britt.
You're live, Britt. Go ahead.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
You're on the air, Britt.
Hi.
Go ahead.
Hi, yes. Hi.
I'm offended this morning.
Talk to us.
gosh.
Talk to us. What happened? What'd Seth do?
So,
poor Seth.
Seth and everybody else in Albuquerque. So, yesterday, I'm just sitting here at home, and I'm pregnant.
What?
You're pregnant?
And-
How did that happen?
Oh, yeah. By the way, I'm pregnant.
Oh, my gosh.
So, anyways, I'm like thinking everyone knows I'm pregnant. Like, I should be receiving edible arrangements, chocolate, burritos, Indian tacos.
Which, by the way, we're eating some pretty amazing stuff from our friend Derek, who just dropped it off from Christie's. We got like
Derek, I love
I
you,
actually
man.
started eating the carne one because I thought that was for me, and then I realized the one with bacon and green chili had my name on it. So I have a half-eaten carne if you want that one, because I moved over to the bacon and green burrito. But there's so we got tons of stuff in
you
studio.
think I'm worth leftovers? Is that what you're saying? You think that's my worst?
Steve-O
that I'm
hasn't,
worth
Steve-O hasn't
leftovers?
touched his green chili stew yet.
Speaking of sensitivity, pregnant women, am I right?
Steve-O hasn't touched his green chili stew yet.
Brett! I'm gonna get stabbed.
And then, like, yesterday I told Seth I didn't want anything, and then I didn't get anything, and then I was pissed.
Whoa.
I'm just kidding. No, I wasn't.
Do you use that language around?
Yeah,
your-
Jenkins was right
no.
What?
there.
Did I get dumped?
No, you didn't get dumped.
I dumped you.
I'm offended
Oh, okay.
that you thought we would dump you over that.
We're actually on hold right now.
Taking
We're not
breaks.
even on the air.
Oh, okay.
Oh, thank God. Okay, what I really wanted to say.
Okay, I'm just kidding.
I'm just kidding. I just wanted to call and tell you guys good morning. That was it. I'm not offended.
Good morning.
Somebody get this
I've
woman an
decided to
Indian
live a
taco
life.
now.
Yeah, dude, for real. Stat.
No,
Indian
I've already-
taco. Stat.
Honestly, you guys, that Indian taco that I ate the other night, it literally was so good that I was so full. I you know when you get so full, you're like already getting heartburn because the food's
it's the
like coming
best.
up.
Mm-hmm.
But I sat there and kept picking at it, and my grandma's like, "Didn't you say you were full?" I'm like,
I'm eating for two.
"Excuse me,
I'm eating
that's
for
none
two.
of your business. Just let me be."
I mean,
there you go.
Hey, let me
So-
ask you a question, Britt. Have you
why?
been on over
Why?
to our new studio on YouTube?
Haven't you guys been seeing my comments?
Yeah, no.
Are you on YouTube?
I completely stopped reading yours on Facebook because you said to. So
You haven't been to
That's what
YouTube? You're still just chilling on Facebook?
Oh no, I've been there, and then
What do you
the
think? What do you
comment
think?
section told me you must create a channel in order to comment. And I'm
No,
like, okay,
stop
well,
it.
sorry,
You
I'm
don't
not
have
in
to
the
cre-
pool.
no, stop
You know,
it.
and
You don't have to
actually,
create a
I'm
channel.
so glad you brought
she's
this up
definitely
because
she's
I
got,
am
it's
a
because
little
she's got
offended.
pregnant fingers. They're a little chubby, so
No,
she like
I-
when she types,
Oh
it's like
my
Let her
it's like
stop it, Steve-O.
Call my fingers
Stop it.
chubby?
they're like little sausages, and so she's trying to comment.
Oh my gosh. He says the same thing to me, Britt, so don't take
I'm just
offense.
trying to get Seth out of the doghouse by becoming the worst human in her
You're the
life.
grenade.
So, because I love that man, I'm jumping on the grenade for him.
So what were you saying about YouTube?
USA.
Why don't you like it?
USA.
I think I call it you boo, and I put the thumbs down.
The finger?
Yeah.
You what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brett.
When I got onto Facebook, okay, can I just say something to all the Facebook Live people? They're like my family. I love them. Like every morning, I'm like, I can't wait to get on Facebook Live
Yeah.
and talk to all my friends.
Right.
But then I got on this morning, and it was like usually
The graveyard.
So I usually get on at like 6:30, and there's like 32 people.
Yeah.
There was 18, and I was like,
my gosh.
wait.
What happened?
Where are all my friends?
Yeah, they're all
Like
at YouTube.
the only people
Come
that were
over.
on that
Come
were
over.
Garrett and Thebes.
Mm.
Yeah, I
Oh, so
lost
they're
all
not your
kinds of friends.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
No, they are, and I even put a comment on there. I'm like, oh, well, I'm glad most of my friends didn't leave.
you know what it's like, Britt? It's when a new restaurant opens in town, everybody wants to check it out. There's a line outside, and people are just like, you
Except
know
this is
what?
the hottest new joint in town, and it's going to stay that way forever. YouTube for life.
Yeah, man.
There you go.
We got leather
Welcome.
couches.
Why do you guys think it's so cool?
We
I
got
just
a
don't
hookah bar in
understand.
there.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Thanks for calling
Well, I
in,
don't
Brett.
smoke hookah.
Hope you feel better soon. Hope you feel better.
Bye,
Love you,
guys.
Brett.
So-
Bye. Let's check in on our Facebook Live. Hello? Anybody in there? Hello?
Are we still talking about Shaun White?
Yeah, sure. I mean,
Our
the
boy
topic is
Bawa
what
Jaba.
offends you, but go ahead.
Our boy Bawa Taba chimed in, and I'm glad he sent this because we did have somebody chime in who shall remain nameless now. He's a big part of the show every day. So I'm just going to say it. Sam!
He said, hey, no one else who won a medal seemed to have an issue not letting their flag continually touch the ground or step on it. Maybe he was too much into himself at the moment. He had just won a freaking gold medal. Talk about the journey to get back there, because 4 years ago, so he's been waiting 8 years for this moment. I point out Exhibit A. Jim Craig. Who is Jim Craig? Why, Jim Craig is a member of the United States men's hockey team. He's most notably known for winning the gold in 1980 with America. He draped the U.S. flag around him and paraded around. And when he won said gold medal, look at this. He defeated the Russians in men's hockey. Won the gold medal. It's draped around him. It's almost looking like a kilt at this point because he's so excited. And it was...
I'm offended by that.
Yeah. Dragging on the ice.
Wow.
You know how many people complained about that in 1980? 0.
Because nobody watched hockey.
0. Not a single person was offended. You know why? We were too busy
Because
celebrating
Facebook, Twitter,
that the
and Instagram
United
wasn't
States
around.
of America just beat Russia in hockey.
No, it's because social networking didn't exist in 1980. That's why.
Okay.
Different climate now, Steve. Good morning.
Good morning. I just wanted to say I'm offended,
Triple G.
Evo, that you would talk about
Triple
green
G.
chili burritos
Mhm.
on air. That offends me greatly,
Yep.
and I wish you would apologize for talking about green chili burritos on
Triple G.
air.
Triple G. I'm sorry.
Apologize, man.
I'll you know. Yeah. I'm
You
so
know,
sorry.
because my ancestors are from Germany,
Talk to us.
you know, and we all know that it was the Germans, not the Mexicans, that gave us a good, or Hispanics or Spanish people that gave us a good burrito or something.
I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, I'm deeply offended.
Yep.
Gosh.
Deeply offended.
And blind. Because he's Triple G. His name's Greg. Welcome
I'm
to the
offended
show.
and blind. Yes.
Why
that could be like a movie, like Offended and Blind. Attack of the Man with the Cane.
Oh, man.
Gosh.
You've been, I'm being serious.
Oh,
Okay?
gosh.
Because I know Steve-O's totally going to jump on me for this.
Dick.
Have you been listening to the Olympics?
You know, I like to say I have too much of a social life to watch TV.
Good for you.
So I've been following it, and like the Shaun White guy, yeah, I kind of am. I don't know. Not really.
Okay.
Is my honest answer.
All right.
I don't know why. I feel like I should like them, but after you told me that the Olympics actually puts countries like in debt.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, isn't it
yesterday,
awful?
like countries are going like bankrupt because of the Olympics. I don't know, man.
Yeah, and it's ruining people's lives as well. You know, they're kicking families out of areas that they've lived in forever, and it's awful. It's terrible what they do.
It is awful. It is awful.
You know what? I'm not watching
And-
anymore.
Okay.
I'm done. I'm out.
So I don't know much about flags, but I've heard the flag of Switzerland is a real plus.
Yep.
Yep.
It's a real
Yep.
plus.
Did you
It's a real
just
plus.
get that?
I did.
Did you just get
No,
that?
I didn't just get
Gosh.
it, Steve.
I see what you did there.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. By the way, I'm offended by the fact that I still can't see you on YouTube.
Do you want us to shut him down? We can shut down Facebook and YouTube if you want.
Could you shut them both down, please?
I just did.
And I'm offended by that movie, The Social Network, because I can't see it either. And Mark Zuckerberg just offended. I don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I just shut
See,
down
like-
YouTube and Facebook. They're
Okay.
off.
Stop.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Steve-O. That would, thanks, Dex, rather. That would explain why I'm still watching you guys on YouTube, but I can still hear the audio.
Exactly right. Yep.
Yeah. So that's all I had to say.
Beautiful.
I just wanted to say that I was offended,
There you go.
and yeah. So everyone, be offended today.
Thank you.
That's That's what we can get out of this thing. See, everyone just take offense to something.
Yep.
There you go.
I love that, man. Triple G, everybody.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Sounds good. Jesus loves you.
Bye-bye. That is our friend from Wisconsin. He's blind, and he's a great American. And he's very offended.
Unlike that old Sean White there snowboarding, who just let it drape it on the ground. I can't believe that.
What are you offended by? Go ahead. Talk to me, caller.
Not a whole lot these days.
Oh.
Talk to me.
Oh, no.
Not a whole lot.
Were you offended that I beat you? Were you
heard-
offended? Welcome to the
What's
show.
that?
Welcome to the show, Buck. Dex's old work wife. Earlier this morning, I got in trouble on air because I was playing a round of Golf Clash, but it was because I couldn't relent and I had to beat you. Do you take offense to the fact that I whooped you in a game you introduced me to? Go ahead. Caller, go ahead.
You know, broken clocks right twice a day, Steve.
Okay.
So,
Oh,
come
my
on.
gosh. Wow.
Come on, weren't you even a little proud of my skills? Come on. Come on.
Do you remember that I'm trying to give you money because I have so much? I've won so much. I have like over $5 million.
Why are you challenging me in the cheap games then? I thought that was for real, man. Come on.
No, I was trying to give you money.
Well, then let's go back to the 100,000 club because that's where I'm at, yo.
You can't play in that one with your friends, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. Well,
or I would.
This
or
is
I
bad.
would take your $100,000.
Yeah. Man.
Oh, man.
What an amateur.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know. So I heard that your listenership's a little down this morning.
Oh,
so I figured
It's
I'd
actually
call in and
not.
help
It's
you
up.
spike it a
It's
little
actually
bit
up.
because really, when I call in, that's when your numbers go up.
No, it actually up. We're dropping.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just
No,
dropped.
I don't think so.
Somehow
I don't
Britt
think
just
so.
like got to the Facebook family together. It was like a reunion because it just went whoop, like just shot through the roof. So she's just trying to ensure that
Thebes is like, turn off YouTube, too glitchy.
It's like when that.
I mean, dude, you were
Yeah.
you were an awful person to her.
That's
you know
what I heard.
He was. She's
Man,
pregnant,
that was
man.
terrible. I heard you talking to her. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like one of those things where it's like, yeah, but I've known her since she's like 8 years old.
Doesn't
so
matter,
it's
man. She's a
okay.
girl.
Like,
So
but
that makes-
I
so that makes
totally
it
have
okay?
a friend who's so I can be offensive right
She's
now.
sensitive?
Yes. Yeah, she's not sensitive. She's
Really?
not sensitive.
So that makes it okay.
That's totally
Get
okay.
him, Buck.
Totally okay.
Get him.
You know?
Hashtag thumbs up.
Gosh.
What are you offended by? Just Steve-O? Is that it?
No, I'm not offended by Steve.
I'm offended by the media's inability to write up an accurate title for a headline without making you want to just immediately run to it. Did you guys hear about Luke Wilson yesterday?
No, what happened?
Dude, he was in a fatal car
He was
accident
celebrating
yesterday.
75th birthday.
No, Luke
and-
Wilson.
Oh wait, Luke Wilson. was?
Luke Wilson, Owen
Sorry,
Wilson's brother.
I was thinking of Luke Perry.
He was in a fatal car accident yesterday.
Oh, my gosh.
I know.
He passed away.
No.
Oh, wow.
Depends on how you read the headline. We're playing Golf Clash. You know, Bill Haas. You know, Luke Wilson and the golfer were involved in a fatal car accident on Tuesday night. It was really sad. Except neither of them are dead.
Why are
Oh,
you
thank
yelling?
God.
Why are you yelling?
Because media. Luke Wilson and Haas were driving. Haas was a passenger in a Ferrari driven by a 71-year-old dude named Mark Gilbello. He lost control switching gears. The Ferrari clipped Luke Wilson's car, crashed into a BMW, causing it to roll over, and the driver of the Ferrari was killed in the crash.
Luke Wilson's alive?
Haas went to the hospital along with Gilbello's wife, who was in the Ferrari. Luke Wilson wasn't injured. Turns out he was
Thank
actually a
God.
hero. A witness says the woman in the BMW was stuck in her car and he went in through the back and pulled her out. But the headline reads, Luke Wilson and golfer Bill Haas were involved in a fatal car accident.
Clickbait.
Yes! Dude, I freaked out. I love Luke Wilson. I was like, no! Oh, gosh.
the thing about the media is it's so, I mean, you had a caller on earlier, and he was talking about something, and he was actually making really good points. He basically said he was tired of the way that everything's being portrayed, and whatever you do, no matter what it is, there's a record of it. And he's absolutely right, because we do live in an age right now where everything is instantaneous, and you do have people that can be keyboard warriors and sit there and espouse their thoughts and ideas and opinions, without any kind of repercussion for that. So he's absolutely right. The guy who called is absolutely right. But what you have to understand is, like Dex was actually making a good point earlier.
Wow,
he
you
was
shocked
like,
by that?
I actually kind of am, because you said, I'm just going to clean it up for you a little bit. So you had said that this is the way it is, but you're absolutely right, because this is the new normal. This is what our society has become. It's very sensationalism driven and in your face, and you're right, it is kind of clickbait. I mean, these people, all of this stuff just really revolves around selling ad sponsorships, and it sucks that it happens, but this is the new normal. This is our society, and this is how things are going to be. I can't even imagine what it's going to be like a decade from now or 50 years from now.
Yep, I know. Because we'll be in a virtual world. That's what's going to happen.
No, that's not.
No,
that's
it's
not
true.
a thing either.
You know what? It's going to be like Gamer the movie, starring Keith Jardine. I mean,
I agree with
they're going to be sitting in their houses,
Filmed in
and they're
Albuquerque,
gonna
New
have
Mexico.
filmed in Albuquerque. They're going to have these virtual reality headsets on, and people are going to be, just out in a virtual world doing whatever they want to do.
Yep.
It's going to be.
I can't wait for it. It's going to
Gonna
be
be
glorious.
That's going to be the worst thing. If that even comes in your lifetime, Dexter, that's going to be the worst possible thing to happen to you, because, I mean, as it is now, you sit inside your bedroom staring at your 70-inch TV on your bed eating Funyuns.
It's a
and drinking
90-inch.
Code Red Mountain Dew. 90-inch.
I don't drink Code
Pardon
Red
me.
Mountain Dew anymore. Okay? Do you even know
Okay.
me? I don't even know you. What?
What do you mean you don't know me?
We're just we're just different people now, man.
Speaking of different people, just got word that Steven is at home throwing up. So guess who's not doing the show with us today? It's a good thing we titled the show The Morning Invasion with Steven Christian.
Beautiful. Beautiful. At least we got that out of it.
You want me to come in and imitate him for
If
for
you can,
guys?
because
I can just,
if normally we do Shock Therapy Live
Nah,
at 9
we'll
o'clock
just do the
hour, we're just
show.
going to ditch that one.
Yeah, we'll just
So-
do the show. But if you want to come in and do the show.
You should Shock Therapy Live? I'm
Yeah,
in.
definitely.
No, we're not doing Shock Therapy Live.
Definitely not.
You're
doing
not
that.
you're not a
I'm not.
what?
I'm not far. I'm actually fairly close. I'm actually getting a breakfast taco.
Oh wow, you're right outside the window.
That's weird.
What are you doing outside the window? Huh.
I'm not. I'm in front of that restaurant on Carlisle.
He's like Scotty. Scotty's got his own business
like
now, and once his business started thriving, that dude works like 8 hours a week. Congratulations, Buck. I'm really happy for you. You made it, man.
Good job, man.
Play golf clash.
Good job.
You just spend the day
I work
eating.
like 50 hours.
Oh,
I work like 50 hours a
a
week.
month, right? That's cool, man. 50 hours a month.
Can I
That's
borrow
awesome.
$1,000?
50 hours a week.
Can I borrow $1,000?
No, you may not.
But I'm getting my taxes back soon.
Okay.
Doesn't the Bible say something about not loaning money? I would just have to gift it to you.
That was a test, bro, just to see. Because you know what? If you're gonna come in and do Shock Therapy Live, I gotta make sure that you're on the up and up.
Really? You need to test me?
He actually just really needs money.
I'm good.
Okay.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll see you in a few.
Bye.
Bye.
Wait, did you really just invite him in?
Well, I think he was coming anyways. He's right outside the window.
Gosh.
Hey,
Does
I
that
gotta-
mean I can leave early? Because I don't feel well.
Can we shut it down at 9? Can we? I want to go to bed.
Right?
I got a Netflix date. It didn't come out right. I meant like I have a date with Netflix. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, because nobody wants to hear Shock Therapy Live with Buck and Dex. It was called the world famous Buck and Dex Show.
We're not doing Shock Therapy Live. We're just gonna do the show.
Can we do Cheaters Hotel?
Yes, Cheaters
Okay.
Hotel coming up at 9. We're
Okay.
taking it to the hotel. We're gonna robe up. And I have to apologize to Triple G. I didn't have his theme music ready to go when he called in. So, Triple G, this one's for you.
Blinded by the light, wrapped up like a douche, another runner in the night. Blinded
There you go, buddy.
by the light.
All right, we're going to take a break. We're live from the Dream Style Remodeling Star 88 Studios. Hang out. We'll be right back.
Get ready for an unforgettable experience. Compassion International presents The Road Show, featuring For King and Country, Matthew West, Natalie Grant, Zach Williams, Social Club Misfits, and kicking off the evening in worship, Bethel Music. February 24th at the Santa Ana Star Center in Rio Rancho. Seats are just $10 at the door while they last. The Road Show 2018.
Paradise Village, serving Albuquerque since 1983 and providing customers with home and car audio systems, home theater, security systems, and much more. Paradise Village is not interested in finding customers, but rather creating relationships. Located at 4205 San Mateo Northeast in Albuquerque, or online at paradisevillagenm.com. Paradise Village, 505-881-6375. That's 505-881-6375. Star 88 thanks Paradise Village for their financial support.
Here's a solar flare from Franklin Graham. I just believe as a Christian, we are to show love. We are to show compassion to people, not to point the finger, to love them, to welcome them, to embrace them. On Star 88.
Here's a final straw to take a stride. In our right direction, I can hardly see the sky. Covering me slowly path, nothing's built to last. I can almost say that I want you back, but I
Ravi Zacharias says, our culture is morally suicidal. Here's Ravi on a Star 88 PowerPoint.
I don't know what you're facing today. I know some of the struggles I face and the challenges I face. And I never begin a day without talking to him, saying, Lord, I don't think I can go through this if you're not with me. The battle is his. On this Remembrance Day,